All right, we are ready to roll here. Game
right.
1, Pratt versus Nickerson. If you're just tuning in, this is Cody Eastis alongside Austin McNorton. A little blast from the past. Probably listen to us in football and basketball, and it's going to be fun to be here in the booth again tonight. So underway here.
It's a lot of fun. You know, the first thing that we said when we were here was that we've done a lot of Greenback and Nickerson Panther games, and we've done football, basketball, and now baseball. And perfect day for it. Friday afternoon. Come on out to Green Sports Complex as the Panthers come into the contest 1-5 into this first game of the doubleheader. Your Greenbacks 5-3. Panthers in the road blue jerseys today with the white numbers, gold trim. Pratt in the home white on white, new uniforms this year with the green numbers and green hats.
Those the new unis are
They
nice.
are pretty sweet.
Back to
I
that
saw
Kelly
it last
green.
game. I'm liking it. I'm liking it. On the mound today for the Greenbacks, Jaden Meese here for the first game of the doubleheader. 2-1 record win-loss. He's pitched 12 innings this season for the Greenbacks. He has Colton Morrell in the box and strikes him out. His 13th strikeout of the season, 1 up, 1 down for the Panthers. Colton Morrell, who he has not struck out much this season. That's only his 4th strikeout of the year, as he had a 565 average and a 585 on base percentage.
You usually see that a lot in high school baseball. Not that high, but the start of the season, you'll see some averages that are really
Maybe a little
high, and
misleading.
then they kind of start to creep down a little bit.
You see that in the major leagues too. A lot of guys you're going to say, well, they're going to be an all-star. Might have a 165 average in the month of April.
Well, it's like the Rays now. What are they, 13-0?
Man,
That's
I think
unheard
they're
of.
15-0 right now. Yeah, I think it's setting like a new MLB record right now. But here we are, top of the first. First ball with contact is back towards the screen. Tifa Tiller watches it hits the top of the roof, and it'll just go as a long strike. So trying to get the scoreboard here in the box.
I feel their pain. It's always crunch time as that first pitch happens. You're still trying to get things set up.
We understand. So there is 1 out here in the top of the first, as it's Camden Cornelius standing in the right-handed batter's box. He'll be on the mound today for the Panthers going against the Greenbacks. We're on the season. Cornelius from the batter's box. He has a 350 average and a 435 on base percentage. He's been getting on base pretty effectively. And there's a pitch outside the zone that he swings and misses at, strike 2.
Well, and Meese having a great season for the Greenbacks.
Yeah, looking at more of some of his statistics, 12 innings pitched. He now has 13 strikeouts, so you kind of do the average there. This one's bounced off the turf towards the third baseman, Bolin, who throws it over to Tatro in time for an easy 5-3 putout. And now it'll bring up the first baseman, Bronson Nuss, out into the right-handed batter's box. But, yeah, Cody, Meese right now, boy, has he looked confident here in the early. Only walked 5 batters all year and has a 2.3 ERA here in this, what's now the 9th game of the year.
Well, if you can get a good dominant pitcher, really in high school baseball, it seems like just depth at the pitching position.
Absolutely.
And then if you've got a dominant one or two, you can really make a good run.
And right now he's putting it right where he wants it. And Nuss in the box right now. Takes a strike in the left bottom corner. 0-1 the count, 2 gone. That one outside, and he's got a great pitcher's count again. And that's kind of one of the things you see, Cody, as well, is at the high school level, you want to get ahead in the count, to have that kind of, all right, I'm in the pitcher's count now. Now you can put the ball where you want it, because right now, Bronson Nuss just has to play defense, essentially, and he'll ground it to third. Bolin's there, over to Tatro. Perfect throw. 1, 2, 3, go the Panthers in order. A great start for Jaden Meese, and the Greenbacks coming up next.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastis Media.
All right, we're back here in the bottom of the first inning.
The Smoky Ford Field here at the Green Sports Complex.
A legend here in Pratt. In the Pratt baseball world,
I've heard.
Smoky Ford.
I think Dick Anderson told me 1 or 10 stories about him.
I'm going to guess it's the latter.
So, yeah, the Greenbacks, Jaden Meese on the mound today. He was spectacular. He went 1, 2, 3 in order in the top of the first. And now, out on the mound, it's Camden Cornelius for the Panthers. He's pitched 10 2/3 innings. And he is definitely a guy who he will strike you out. 18 strikeouts in those 10 2/3 innings.
Those are some efficient innings.
Yeah, and only a 1.96 ERA on the season. So it's been pretty effective, and we'll see how he is. Up first, the shortstop for the Greenbacks, Max Uni, stands into the right-handed batter's box and looks at a first pitch low and outside for ball 1 as it gets all the way back here to the screen of this beautiful complex with the turf. You know, it makes me wonder how many high schools, especially at class 4A and below level, have such a incredible turf field. It's something you don't see. I mean, you rarely even see it in most college levels.
I was going to say, you're starting to see a lot in the football season, people switching to turf or, football fields that we've gone to. But baseball still, Pratt, as far as complexes goes, when they put this in and they continually keep adding to it, the dugouts and
right.
The
high school
pavilions, they just keep making it better and better. Pratt's by far got one of the nicer complexes in the state.
And I know even a Pinkel Field over at the softball field, isn't the high school working on some project there?
Yeah, the shop class there is adding on to the dugout. I think just for storage there. You can kind of see we've kind of got the same similar thing here on the baseball field here, just a little storage shed at the end of the dugout.
Max Uni works the count back full. So, that's amazing to be able to involve everybody. As this pitch right down the pipe and low, Max got it off the end of the bat, and it'll drift to the right and foul. Just able to fight that one off, as it might have been ball 4, but couldn't take that chance. Max on the season, his batting numbers, standing in the right-handed box, a .438 average, and he has walked. As he takes a cold third strike on the outside. So I was going to bring up his walking numbers, but that's his 4th strikeout of the season now for Max Union. So now designated hitter. No designated hitter in the lineup for the Panthers today, but Tay Wilson, the lefty, stands into the lefty box for the Greenbacks. So he will not be out there defensively. Noah Riley is out in left field today, and he will not bat here in this first game. So
Tate's been having a great year at the bat. He's been having a little bit of shoulder issues, I think, is why he's not out there in the field tonight, but still didn't want to sacrifice his bat with as good a season as he's having at the plate so far.
Slow breaking ball, misses outside and high to even the count at 1 with 1 gone here in the bottom of the first. How about that? 4 ones, right?
All the way across the board.
Second pitch is low, and Wilson has a good hitter's count. Designated hitter today, like Cody just mentioned. Tay's numbers on the season, a .533 average, and even better, .562 on base percentage, and has a great hitter's count now, 3-1. Is one thing I like about Cornelius right now. He doesn't mess around. He gets his pitch, and he's ready, and that's perfect right on the inside part of the corner.
It's looking like Major League Baseball now, that pitch clock.
Right. There's no pitch clock here.
I tuned on a game the other night just to kind of see. I don't watch a whole lot of regular season baseball, to be honest, but
Wilson down into foul territory and high. Hedrick's there, and it drops. Kind of a miscommunication there between Hedrick and England. The shortstop was running over there as well, and so Wilson gets to stay alive.
Some new life there. Usually you see a ball like that. Now, last week when we saw those balls in the air, it's windy today.
They were gone.
Boy, it was tough to catch anything that hung in the air too long.
So the count's back full for the second straight batter, and this one's inside and goes right back towards us here on the screen in the booth in front of a decent crowd. Everyone's still probably just getting off work a little bit before they're able to make their way here on a beautiful Friday afternoon. Both pitchers started with a strikeout as Meese was on the mound for the Greenbacks. Cornelius, 3-2. This one's roped right towards the shortstop. England over to first. Nuss makes the grab low and just barely beats out Wilson with a nice speed down the first base line.
He had a chance of running that out there.
It was what you would typically say is a routine play, but the way Wilson was using his legs there, it was not easy. Nuss kind of had to stretch and grab that a little bit of a low throw, and back-to-back lefties is Meese into the box now. And his first pitch is roped into the gap, into the left field. That one gets all the way to the fence. Meese will get to second sliding for a 2-out double on one pitch.
And the little salute to go with it. I have to ask him what that is. I've been seeing that. Some of them players after hitting a roper, stand up, give the salute.
It's like a touchdown dance, right? You got to have a little bit of
little
something.
flair. Yeah, I like it.
And coming in to run for the Greenbacks. Can't see. It looks like 28 for the Greenbacks. You know that
28. I didn't have that.
Let's see, actually, if I think I should. Andrew Orozco. He'll be out there running for Jaden Meese. And into the box is Justice Tatro in the cleanup spot in the right-handed batter's box. One on runner in the scoring position, 2 gone.
First base runner of the day for either team. Now see if the Greenbacks can do something with it.
That one's outside, but called a strike. Just must have barely caught that bottom right corner of the zone. Justice looked at that one a long time. And again, though, one thing about the Panthers so far from what we've seen is Camden Cornelius' pace of play. He doesn't mess around. This one's grounded to short. England's there. And his throw is high. And coming home on the way is Orozco. He scores. And getting to second is Tatro on the error. So the Greenbacks capitalize off a big Panther mistake, and the 2-out double pays off for the Greenbacks.
That's what you got to do. You get a base runner out there. You can't leave him out there. Hit him in even on an error like that, though. Good hustle by Justice.
Great
Run
hustle.
that ball out, not assume it's going to be an out.
And
we talked about it a little bit last week, just when teams come and play on turf for the first time, it's a little bit different than what they're used to.
And heads-up base running by Andrew Orozco to recognize after the errant throw by England over to Nuss at first that one was going to go so high it got all the way over to the first base dugout where the Panthers reside. And he recognized that, rounding third, and went on home, didn't even have to slide. And the Greenbacks lead it off of the error and the 2-out double from Jaden Meese.
Did they call a balk there, Austin? Justice just took third base.
Okay.
I didn't see what the pitcher.
It's also something you don't see very much at the high school level. It didn't come set. Maybe Cornelius working a little bit too fast that time.
That could be it. He does have such a quick, just kind of cadence.
Yep.
Once he gets the ball, he doesn't waste any time.
It's Barrett Bolin now with an opportunity for a 2-out RBI. 1-1 the count in the right-handed box. And that will go outside ball 2. So that will go the 5th run given up by Cornelius this year. However, that one won't count as an earned run. I don't know if it, he scored on an error, but he did give up a double. I don't know. I can't imagine that counts as an earned run for the average. It's a 3-1 count now for Bolin. I think he'd probably be fine with a walk the way the Greenbacks run the bases. From what we've already seen here in the bottom of the first, that's outside, and he's on base with the walk.
Just as you called it.
Keep the rally alive with 2 outs thanks to Jaden Meese.
Well, was that not a walk? Barrett thought he walked as well.
I thought the count was 3-1.
Well, they didn't count that balk pitch.
Maybe
that's what it is. Yeah,
we counted the balk as a
pitch,
ball.
Yeah. And he strikes out. So what everyone in the crowd thought was a walk, because of the kind of awkward balk, it goes down as a strikeout, and the Greenbacks go down. So 1 hit, no walks, 1 run, and 1 left on base. We go to the top of the second. Greenbacks up 1-0. Welcome back to Smoky Ford Field here at the Green Sports Complex on Eastus Media. Thanks so much to Cody for letting me be a part of this.
Hey,
This is
glad
awesome.
you could join me. This is fun.
Here we are in the top of the second inning now on a beautiful Friday afternoon. The Greenbacks lead it 1-0 after the two-out double from Jaden Meese, and then Justice Tatro technically able to bring him home on an error from the Panthers, and Jaden Meese back out on the mound after he went 1-2-3 in the top of the first, so now he'll face the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Panthers, and that brings in the righty Cohen Starnes, who's behind home plate today defensively, and he's already behind at the count 0-2. Jaden Meese has so far here to this afternoon worked those pitches on the outside part of the plate and been able to get the Panthers to chase those.
Yeah, being ahead in that count, like you mentioned earlier, is such an advantage because now you've got the flexibility and the kind of the leeway.
Wow, you're exactly right. And that's exactly what Jaden Meese tried to do with that pitch, was say, I'm going to give you a pitch that's really far outside that I don't expect you to hit. And somehow Cohen Starnes was able to reach way outside, get that off the end of the bat, and bloop it out into shallow right field for a leadoff single.
Yeah, that was a good protecting the plate there. As you can't let anything close go by. That didn't look that close, but he liked it enough to go out and get it.
So the Panthers have their first hit of the day, first base runner, and a leadoff single from Cohen Starnes, and Jace Byard will be up at the right-handed box, and I believe they brought in somebody to run for the Panthers, and they did. It's number 15 for Nickerson, and I'll pull up that name here in just a minute. Number 15 is Colton Giles for Nickerson. The sun's shining now. There has been some cloud cover on this beautiful Friday afternoon, but now the sun out there, and that definitely has an impact on the turf as that pitch is high and into the zone. And once again, here's Meese ahead in the count 0-2.
Yeah, that turf doesn't take long to heat up.
No, 84 degrees out there right now.
Looked like there were some clouds to the south as we were kind of getting set up, Austin.
Right.
I know, boy, we need rain like.
Oh, and now they got him caught in between, and he gets to second and out. Great job by Meese to recognize that over there at first, Giles was leading off too much, got caught in a rundown, just tried to go head first into second, and the Greenbacks, Creston Poor was there, and there's a way to get out number one.
It's tough to take a big lead and get a good jump on a left-handed pitcher, and if he's got any bit of a move, man, that's risky running on a lefty like that.
He can look at you even in just his peripheral vision. He can see you with that left-handed arm as Byard fights that one off of his foot. Count 0-2 as Meese trying to get now second out and potentially go 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 here in the early part of the game. Kind of an awkward way to get that fourth out, but that's fantastic. And there's a second strikeout. Got Byard to chase that outside pitch. Starnes was the only one who's been able to fight that pitch off.
Yeah, Jaden Meese again, just still dominant on the mound for the Greenbacks so far.
It's his second strikeout now, and that is his 14th strikeout of the season for Jaden, who has been pretty solid so far for the Greenbacks this season. And here's his first pitch into the 6-hole hitter, and that's way high and outside for ball one as Liam Hedrick stands in there for the Panthers. He's over at third base today defensively for Nickerson. Might borrow this for a second. That pitch is outside, gets him to chase, and the Greenback crowd now starting to fill in here a little bit more at the Green Sports Complex. 1-1 the count.
Got to give everybody a chance to get off work. It's
Yep.
only 4:20, so this place will start filling up, get the kids picked up from school, get down here, and it'll be loud before you know it.
Boy, and I'll tell you what, Jaden Meese is putting his pitches exactly where he wants. I mean, he's been really doing a good job of working that outside part of the plate, and that one was a little bit high, and he's putting it in a place where the Panthers are kind of in a place where they're like, well, I got to chase this one. That one would have been a strike, too. That goes actually in between the netting, kind of the one place down the third base line where there's not netting to where it could hit the ground and get through. And nice job by Kevin Uni over there. He's on the phone and was able to field that one.
Get through there very often on a ball on the ground.
He's over there on the cell phone and was able to get it. And Meese gets him to chase outside again. Strikeout number 3 for Jaden. And so one hit, No walks, no runs, and nobody left on base for Nickerson. Bottom of the second, Pratt leads at 1-0 here on Eastus Media.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
Welcome back to Smoky Ford Field here on Eastus Media. Austin McNorton and Cody Eastus here with you live on this beautiful Friday afternoon for Greenback baseball. His first pitch swinging by Creston Poor just barely gets fouled down the first base line. As the Greenbacks due up here will be the 6, 7, 8 hitters. As Pratt leads at 1-0 here in the bottom of the second after Jaden Meese' spectacular outing here so far on the mound.
Yeah, now you
Pratt.
can add some runs to that. You couldn't ask for much more from your pitcher on the mound.
Camden Cornelius still out there for Nickerson, and wow, that is an incredible breaking ball. That slider started so far inside. I think Creston thought that might have had a chance to hit him, and it cut back so perfectly on the inside part of the zone for a strike, and that one off the end of the bat to the net.
And you'll see a lot of the Greenback players take hit by pitches. They crowd that box so well. They just, you'll see how close they get to that line. They've got 1 foot on it, and they're not scared to step in there.
Creston Poor down 0-2 in the count and just trying to stay alive. That one's up over the press box and out of play that time. As we'll pull up Creston's numbers here on the season from the right-handed batter's box. 414 average, and this one is blooped into left field and down for a leadoff single for the Greenbacks. Creston Poor gets on for the first time, and Dawson Everett will step up. The right fielder today for the Greenbacks has a runner on and nobody out here on this Sunshine Friday. Nice job for Creston. He was swinging away.
Yeah,
that
he had
whole
to
at-bat.
protect there. And that one, again, a little bit high. I don't know if that was that slider that started a little too high.
So here is Dawson Everett into the box now, and he's showing bunt, but we'll pull it back and won't even get a look at it as he throws back to first. Cornelius over to Nuss to try and keep Creston close. Greenbacks run the bases really well. We'll see this time Everett not showing bunt. Now he does, and does it so perfectly down the third base line. Cornelius does a good job of getting it over to first, but job well done that time for Dawson Everett to move the base runner into scoring position.
Yeah, and that's the whole point of that play. You lay down a bunt with the runner on first. You know you're sacrificing yourself, but you just move that runner over. So good job by Dawson.
He didn't even show the bat until really late in the pitch. The ball was already in the air before he showed it, and just put it perfectly down the third base line. So one gone, one on second here for the Greenbacks here in the bottom of the second. Pratt leading 1-0. Into the box now is the 8-hole hitter, Chaz Tifatiller, catcher today for Pratt. Chaz on the season from the batter's box. A 400 average, 571 on base percentage.
Looks like I got him at 450 slugging percentage there also,
And
Austin.
this one's blooped into right field. This will be close and gets down. Creston Poor thought that might have been caught, so he didn't get a great jump off of second, and so he'll just go over to third on the blooper into right field. Just putting that ball up high enough into the one place where all three Panthers, Byard, Ortiz, and Nuss, all three of them weren't able to get there in time. So perfect job from Tiefentiller. And Kyler Kraft steps in the 9-hole. The chance to get another run on for the Greenbacks with Preston Poor standing over there at third. Couple of singles here for the Greenbacks and a sacrifice bunt. Puts the runners at the corners with one gone. Lefty pitch high and just a bit outside to the left, trying to get that top left corner of the zone and just missed it that time. But it is a quick tempo of game, I'll tell you that right now.
It is. We're going to get through this game pretty quick at this pace.
Runners at the corners, and this time, right when we're saying that, Cornelius actually taking some time on this pitch. It's low. It's roped out to left field, and it is caught out there by McVeigh. So tagging is poor, and it's an RBI going for Kyler Kraft on the sacrifice fly out to left field. Nice catch by the left fielder, but a run does score for the Greenbacks.
Yeah, that's the thing. Both, if you're going to get outs, advance the base runners. Both outs we've seen this inning have advanced a base runner, that time producing a run for the Greenbacks.
Now stepping up is Max Uni. He struck out his first time at the plate. Now it's a conversation on the mound here. I think head coach for the Panthers having a conversation with the second base umpire, maybe on if, not sure what
I'm not
that
sure
would
what the
be.
conversation on that would have been. It was a pretty routine fly ball, and usually even on an appeal.
I mean, the only thing that I could maybe see questioned is if Poor tagged, but, I mean, he was standing on third the entire time the ball was in the air, so I didn't see him leave early when the catch was made. This one's foul-tipped off the glove from Max Uni, who struck out his first time. Over at first is still Tiefentiller, as he got all the way and almost rounded second before he had to scramble back to first on that line out from Kraft. Max Uni looking to keep the line moving, as that's how the Greenbacks scored the first inning, was with a 2-out double from Jaden Meese, and they just kept that line moving and was able to bring him home. This pitch outside and roped out to the gap in right field, but coming over is Byard to make the catch for out number 3. So 2 hits, no walks, 1 run, and 1 left on. We head to the top of the third. Pratt adds 1 more to their lead, 2-0 here on Eastus Media.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
Welcome back to Smoky Ford Field here in Pratt, Kansas at the beautiful Green Sports Complex. Austin McNorton, Cody Eustis here with you live on Eastus Media for this Greenback baseball live stream on the sunny Friday afternoon between your Greenbacks and the Panthers of Nickerson. Due up for the Panthers here in the top of the third inning. It is their 7, 8, 9 hitters as Jaden Meese has gone 6 up, 6 down here today. Pratt leads it 2-0 here in the top of the third.
This could be a pitch and duel tonight, or this first game.
Right.
What we're seeing from Jaden and what we're seeing from Nickerson, both pitchers throwing the ball well. Normally, a game like this, you'd see Jaden throwing so well, we'd have a little more run support to go with it. But boy, Nickerson throwing the ball well too.
Pitcher Camden Cornelius for Nickerson, a 1.96 ERA. Jaden Meese, a 2.3 ERA. So that's it. The statistics say that, yeah, this game shouldn't have more than 5 runs combined would kind of be the thought process there. And wow, that's a nice breaking ball.
Both our run, or how many of our runs came on errors?
Right, one of the runs came on an error for the Greenbacks. Yep, that's exactly right. Yep. As Jaden Meese, once again, 2-2 count. Swung on and missed, and Meese has struck out 3 batters in a row and has 4 strikeouts on the day. Boy, is he locked in or what?
Yeah, he is. He's in a rhythm out there. And sometimes as a pitcher, you get in a rhythm like that. It's just like, give me the ball back. I'm ready to go.
He had 12 strikeouts coming into today in 12 innings pitched, and he's already up to 16 now in 15 innings. Not even. 14 and a third innings pitched, and he's ahead in the count here already. Against the 8-hole hitter for the Panthers, Hunter McVeigh. He's out in left field and made that nice catch in the bottom of the second, but was a sacrifice fly, but could have been a lot more. That one's outside. But Meese, it seems like he's starting to get in a little bit of an up-tempo kind of feel for it right now.
His pace is pretty quick as well.
He's in a groove right now. He struck out 3 Panthers in a row. McVeigh trying to at least make contact and make the Greenbacks play a little bit of defense, but here he is behind in the count 1-2. With 1 gone here in the top of the third, Pratt leading 2-0. Sun shining now, probably heating things up a little bit more out there. This one's right down the pipe, looked at the entire way. He struck out 4 in a row.
Wow, that's a pitch you just can't let go by if you've got 2 strikes on you.
Right.
You see a pitch like that, you've got to take a hack at it.
Right now, Jaden Meese is trying to go 9 up, 9 down. He did give a hit to Cohen Starnes, but then the courtesy runner got picked off, so it'll be 9 up in the order in the 3 innings and 9 outs. That's exactly what you want to do.
And that pitch was a ball, but that was a good miss. It started in the zone, broke out. That's better than it starting high and breaking into the zone.
And normally here, from what we've seen, the Panthers have been chasing those pitches. That time, a nice job by the shortstop, Taylor England. He's in the 9-hole spot here in this first game of the doubleheader, but there you see him coming right back. He
chasing a pitch,
right.
Yeah. I think at this point, if you're Nickerson, you're assuming he's going to throw strikes. So they're aggressive out there and kind of starting that swing progression early.
Meese has only walked 5 batters all season. So, yeah, throwing strikes is his mindset. He doesn't want to put anybody on because of himself. Again, good hitters count again, 1-2, and he's trying to strike out 5 Panthers in a row and potentially strike out the side here in the top of the third. This one does have contact on it, but it'll go into the seats right at the Panther fans who all kind of scramble out of the way here on the near side. So nice job by England to stay alive, and if nothing else, just make contact on the ball that time.
Yeah, you get down 1-2, 0-2, and you know it's a pitcher's count, and it really changes the type of pitches you've got to commit to swinging at.
Meese, here's the pitch again. It's high, just misses. He wanted it. That one just a little bit above the Panther name there on the blue jerseys. Or is it Nickerson across their chest? I think it says Nickerson across the chest. Either way, that's a good breaking ball, and oh, man, I think the whole stadium here at Smoky Ford Field all kind of held their breath saying, boy, they wanted that one.
You could hear a couple oohs and ahs. The call just didn't come.
So a nice job here from England to work it back, and he takes a walk. Wow, after being down 1-2, he's able to work it back full and walk. First walk given up by either pitcher today. And England's on with 2 outs, and that's only Jaden Meese's 6th walk of the year. So there ends out the strikeout streak. As Colton Morrell steps back up as he struck out in the top of the first as the first batter of the day. And his first pitch this time is, well, it looked like it was going to stay in play there for a moment, and Tifa Tiller thought so too. But it goes out, hits the roof. It's just, all that does is means, it's just a long strike.
Yep, a long strike. That's what I was going to say. That's all that is. Shake that one off.
Yeah, all that
no
is.
No harm done.
A lot of effort, a lot of running, and a lot of watching a baseball hang in the air for just 1 strike on the scoreboard. Not much of a lead over there at first from England. And the 0-1 pitch, that's a nice breaking ball. And there's the strike that he wanted against England. Got it that time.
And again, ahead of the count, 0-2.
That is a beautiful pitch. I mean, it's hangs in the air for so long, and it's just so tempting, but it looks high, but comes back down, and that one swung on and missed. Tiller can't grab it, though, and so reaching on a strikeout is Colton Morrell.
I assume the runner must have been going there. First base occupied.
Right,
They're still going to give him that. The runner went on the...
Yep, so England over at second. Morrell at first is the ball was low, and Tiller behind home plate just couldn't grab it cleanly. And so,
looked like he was going to just bend right down, scoop it up, and make the throw, but I think on that initial grab of the ball, never got it cleanly.
So now there's 2 on with 2 outs after a strike or a walk. And then, wow, right at left field. And then Noah Riley had it in his glove and then lost it. So now coming home and scoring are the Panthers.
Wow, a bit of an odd play there.
That's what Ron Hill's wondering, too, for the Greenbacks.
If he
caught it and just lost it on the transfer. It's Noah Riley out there in left field who looked like he had it. And I don't know, to me it looked like he had it and lost it on, but the umpire probably has a good argument saying, I mean, he didn't need to make a transfer. That would have been out number 3, so there would have been no reason for him to even rush to get that out of his glove in the first place.
A missed opportunity for the Greenbacks there.
So a walk, getting on with a strikeout, and then an E7, something you don't see very often at all. And Nickerson has their first run of the day after a couple Greenback mistakes. So the 2-out walk comes back to hurt Pratt. And now in is Bronson Nuss. And Colton Morrell is standing over at third. Cornelius is the one at first. Nuss, he grounded out to third his first time up in the first inning and looks at a pitch outside for ball 1 to even the count at 1 with 2 outs. It's the name of the game, though. That's why this sport's so fun, is you're able to make these kind of rallies like that. One mistake, one walk.
Yeah, just as we thought Jaden Meese was going to go 3 up, 3 down. Now all of a sudden 1 run scored, runners on the corners, and a bit of a trouble spot here for Jaden.
Struck out 4 batters in a row. Had a 1-2 count against Taylor England. Walked him. Struck out Colton Morrell, but then he was able to stay alive by reaching first on the mistake by Tiller.
And no movement here on the base path. A lot of times with runners on the corners there, maybe with the 2 outs and the lefty pitcher, you don't want to take that chance. But a lot of times you see that runner on first go ahead and take second.
And Jaden Meese has already picked off a Panther trying to do just that already today. So maybe it's that kind of like, well, we've already tried it, didn't work, but it's good hitters count right now for Bronson Nuss, 3-1 the count, and he'll tick that one off the end of the bat and foul to even the count full. Bronson Nuss this season, .478 average. He has 11 hits and 6 RBIs. Would like to have one here.
And the runners are going to be
tied
moving.
up. Yep, 3-2 count. Runners go. Pitch is off the end of the bat, down the first base line. Tatro chased it for a long time, but it goes foul. Actually stayed in play, so nice shot by Justice to recognize that that one wasn't going to go over the fence and just wasn't able to get there.
Good hustle there. I think that hit pretty close to the top of the fence there. Justice tried to do everything he could to make a play on it.
So we'll do the full count again, as over at first Cornelius will be running. And this one's off the end of the bat back towards the screen, and so Cornelius will head back to first.
Yeah, that wasn't what we wanted to hit very often.
That's all right. Pratt 2, Nickerson 1, top of the third. Bronson Nuss standing in the right-handed batter's box with runners at the corners and 2 gone. Here's the 3-2 pitch. Swung on and missed. Strike 3. Meese gets out of a jam. But Nickerson's able to capitalize after no hits, 1 walk, 1 run, and 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the third, Pratt leading 2-1 here on Eastus Media.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
Welcome back to Smoky Ford Field here on this beautiful Friday afternoon at the Green Sports Complex. Austin McNorton and Cody Eastis here with you live on Eastus Media. Greenback baseball in this doubleheader in the Central Kansas League. As here we are in the bottom of the third inning. And Pratt leading Nickerson 2-1. And due up for the Greenbacks will be the 2-3-4 hitters here, with the lefty Tay Wilson as the designated hitter today, standing in. Behind in the count 0-1, and now even at 1 as that pitch is high and outside. Tay grounded out to short his first time up in the bottom of the first inning. And this one's off the end of the bat as well, and we'll go back towards the left over the stands and foul.
And that's something we've seen so far this season with Tay Wilson. He's aggressive when he's up there at the plate. Started off really hot to begin the season, had 1,000% slugging percentage, 10 for 15 at the plate. Cooled down a little bit, I think in part due to that shoulder and elbow injury that's kind of nagging him, but still aggressive with the bat. It'd be nice if you're the Greenbacks here. You want to add on to that. Just a 1-run lead
Right.
now. Gave up 1 that last inning, 2-1. Get some runners on base and make some things happen.
And this one's down the left field line, and it will go foul as well. So Tay just staying alive. But yeah, Cody, you mentioned he has 16 hits this year, 11 of those being singles, 5 doubles. He has 8 RBIs and 9 runs. So that's another part of his game is if he's able to get on base, he scores a lot of it, more than 50% of the time. If he gets on base, he's coming in to score. As the count is even, or now full, I should say, 3-2. Love to have a leadoff walk here if possible, but swung on and missed. But
I think they're going to say a foul tip there. Just the end of the bat.
My gosh.
Enough to give yourself new life at the plate.
Truly staying alive that time. As Tay this season, 3-2. That one he stays alive, but it will hang up over Hedrick at third into foul territory. He makes the catch for out number 1. That time it didn't go foul enough. 1 up, 1 down here in the bottom of the third. Meese stands in. Last time he was at the plate, he had a 2-out double, which ended up coming around to score after an error from Nickerson. So he was the first run of the day after that 2-out double. So he'll stand in trying to go 2 for 2 against Cornelius as that pitch is hit
in the dirt early.
I mean, it hit about 4 feet in front of home plate before getting to Starnes behind, right in front of the umpire, I should say. 1-0 the count. Inside and just ducking out of the way. Meese had to kind of, well, I don't even.
A little Olay.
Yeah, Olay.
Olay.
That's great. It's a great way to describe what he just did. That one's inside as well, and now a 3-0 count. Do you give him the green light?
I don't think so. I think now you want base runners.
Just a
Maybe,
one-run lead.
Yeah, let him take 1. Green light with 1 strike, but 3-0. Man, generally in high school, you always are taking that
And
pitch.
he was. was.
You've got to be one stellar hitter for your coach to be giving you, or the coach's son, one of the two.
I mean, that pitch was right down Broadway, and that's inside again, and he olays again and gets to first.
There you go.
A one-out walk, so Meese is on board for the second time today. And that'll bring Justice Tatro up to the plate as he reached on what looked like a routine ground out to short. England overthrew Bronson Nuss at first and allowed Meese to come around and score, and Justice was able to get to second on that play, so he's technically 0 for 1 today, even though he was able to reach second. Now 1 on and 1 out here in the bottom of the third, and Pratt leading 2-1. Tatro stands into the right-handed box. Cornelius, a quick pick over to first, but a nice job to get back over there at first for the Greenbacks.
Seen him step off a couple times, but I think that's the first time I've seen him throw over.
And again, it is another courtesy runner for the Greenbacks, and that's number 28 over there, Andrew Orozco. Comes in and replaces Jaden Running. And Orozco running. Tatro down the first base line into right field. Orozco getting over to third. Tatro, he'll go to third as well. Coming around to score Orozco. Tatro slides in with an RBI triple. Justice Tatro delivers that time. No error to bring in a run, but he has his second RBI with an RBI triple.
And the salute to go with it.
Nice job by Andrew Orozco running first to home on that triple down the first base line. And Justice Tatro reaches on an RBI triple to give the Greenbacks a 3-1 lead here in the bottom of the third.
That's the second time we've seen Orozco score tonight. Is that right,
Yeah,
Austin?
that is. Each time he's come in from Jaden Meese, and boy, he was hustling that time. He saw it as soon as Tatro hit it off the end of the bat. He was running the whole way in.
And that's the thing, the fact that he didn't have to hesitate at all and kind of go halfway to see if he knew that ball was hitting the ground as soon as it left the bat. Was able to get a good jump on it and get all the way around to score.
And honestly, Tatro, it was a bit of a gamble to go over to third because I think he initially thought that, Bayard's going to try and throw home to get Orozco out, but Bayard threw it to second and in turn throwing it to third. But Tatro showing off his speed, got over to third in time as he had a head-first dive. Standing in now is Barrett Bolin. He struck out his first time up in the bottom of the first inning, but right now has a very favorable 3-0 hitter count, and it goes outside, but hits the outside part of the zone 3-1.
Yeah, must have just caught that outside there, but you can take that if you're Barrett there. You don't need to be swinging, and I'm sure Coach Hill was giving him the signal not to there.
Bolin looks at the 3-1 pitch. It's off the end of the bat and off the screen. So now he works the nice job from Cornelius to work this thing back full. As Barrett Bolin this season, a .536 average on the year, 15 hits, 12 RBI. So right guy at the right place to bring in Justice Tatro here. As the infield is in, this one's popped up on the infield. England retreating into shallow left field, and Tatro will not tag up. So that's not what Barrett Bolin wanted to do there, as he holds Justice Tatro at first on the pop-up into left field.
Yeah, just not deep enough there. Anything deeper to the right side of the field
Right.
there probably gives Justice an opportunity to tag on that, but that ball just over the shortstop's head. No room to run there.
1 on, Tatro at third, 2 gone for Creston Poor, who's 1 for 1 today with a single. A leadoff single in which he came around to score in that bottom of the second inning, thanks to the RBI from Chaz Tifatiller. So he's looking to bring in his first RBI of the day and looks at a strike on the outside part and the second pitch low and outside to even the count at 1. Crowd making a little bit of noise here now. Pitch inside, he turns on it, and it will, oh my gosh, a diving catch out in left field, saves a run. Second great catch of the day by McVeigh, and that was spectacular. Wow. How about Hunter McVeigh out in left field taking an RBI away from Creston Poor? But the Greenbacks do add another run on 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 run, and 1 left on. We head to the top of the fourth, and Pratt leads 3-1 here on Eastus Media.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
A beautiful sun-filled Friday afternoon here at Smoky Ford Field. Austin McNorton and Cody Eastus here with you live on this great live stream from Eastus Media for Greenback Baseball. As Pratt leads 3-1 after scoring 1 run in each of the first 3 innings. We head to the top of the 4th now here. Jaden Meese still out on the mound for the Greenbacks, and he'll face the 4, 5, 6 hitters for the Panthers as Cohen Starnes stands in. He's 1 for 1 today with a single. But right now, down to the count 0-2, and we'll have to fight to stay alive.
Boy, Meese just picking right back up where he left off.
Ended
Had
the
a little
third,
trouble
right.
last inning, but, man, started that inning off just like he's starting this one off.
And, wow, Starnes was able to fight another 0-2 pitch. That's the second time today he's been 0-2 and able to get a single off of Jaden Meese as he turns on that one into left field for another leadoff single for Cohen Starnes. It's impressive. Twice today he's been down 0-2 in the count and able to get a single off of it.
Yeah,
It's
especially
not
with the
easy
way
to
that
do.
Jaden's been pitching.
Sounded like you said barnyard.
It's not easy to do. And, yeah, Cody, you mentioned Meese kind of being locked in. He technically had 4 strikeouts in that last inning.
Yeah, with the
Right.
third strike dropped.
Colton Morrell was able to reach on the dropped third strike in that 3rd inning. But Cohen Starnes gets a leadoff single again for the Panthers, and I think once again I think there's a courtesy runner over there once
Yeah,
again.
I thought I saw him
Giles is
switch
over
out there.
Yep.
Didn't see who came in for him.
I think it's Giles again, and he got tagged out as he led too much off of first base, and Meese picked him off. Jace Byard stands in. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout, a part of that 4 strikeouts in a row from Jaden Meese in that 2nd and 3rd inning. 1-1 the count with one on and nobody out, and
On a great
there's the
off-speed
strikeout.
pitch.
Wow. Byard was way out in front of that
He
one.
was. He was looking for something with some speed on it, and that time Jaden Meese just pulled the string and left him hanging.
Liam Hedrick into the batter's box now. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout as well. He's playing over at 3rd base today defensively. Giles over at first is the courtesy runner for Cohen Starnes, his leadoff single. Meese, that one's high and off the top of the bat, caught, throwing it back to first. Double play! Heads up play from Maxini to make the catch behind the second base bag. Throw to Tatro in time for the 6-3 double play, and that ends the side. So 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and nobody left on base. The Greenbacks lead it 3-1. We head to the bottom of the 4th. You're tuned in to Eastus Media.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
Here at Smoky Ford Field again, Austin McNorton, Cody Eastis with you live on the Eastis Media live stream for Greenback High School baseball. You're starting to see some incredible defensive plays now into this game. This game kind of started out as a pitching duel, but now those pitchers are using their defense behind them as to end the bottom of the third inning. Hunter McVeigh made one of the best catches we've seen as this one's popped up on the infield as Dawson Everett as the catcher makes the catch. Cornelius got ran over by his catcher, Cohen Starnes, made the catch. And, boy, if you're Camden Cornelius, you got to be saying, what are you doing? You just got trucked by a guy wearing full padded catcher gear.
Well, generally correct me if I'm wrong, but the pitcher usually doesn't come off the mound.
Right.
I mean, that's usually
normally
either
the
the first baseman or the catcher.
Right.
Unless it goes right to him, you don't see that pitcher go for the ball there, and that might have been what the catcher was expecting.
Right. It's normally the case is the pitcher kind of allows his defense to make those kind of infield pop-up plays, but
now, that being said, a lot of times your starting pitcher in high school baseball is your best athlete.
Yeah, right. Yeah, and boy, Camden Cornelius showed that time to be able to just, if nothing else, hang on to that ball after getting hit when making the catch from Cohen Starnes. And it's 1 up, 1 down, and Chaz Tiefetiller stands in. He's 1 for 1 today with a single as this one's bounced up and over. Wow, it took a wicked hop as it looked like it was bouncing over to Cornelius, and then all of a sudden took a crazy bounce towards the third base line. And so Tiefetiller is 2 for 2 today. I'm going to give him a single that time. There was nothing Camden Cornelius could have done differently to make that play happen.
Yeah, the way that ball came off the turf, I don't think he was anticipating that bounce.
I mean, it was bouncing right to him routinely, and then out of nowhere, it took a wicked hop to the left side over to the third base
if it
line.
wouldn't have touched him, he probably could have let it go for the foul ball.
Yeah, honestly, yeah, because he tried to kind of make a bare hand play, and then all of a sudden it just kind of bounced away from him. And so Tiefetiller's on with 1 gone here in this bottom of the 4th inning, and Pratt leading 3-1. And we do have an update that's over at Pinkle Field, the softball team. My goodness.
Taking care of business again.
17-1 in a run rule against the Panthers over there. Swung on and missed, thrown back to first, and he's out. Just way too far off the first base bag for Chaz Tiefetiller, and I think you can hear some of the Greenback fans saying, what are you doing? Just a little bit too far off the bag that time.
Yeah, and we talked about that last week a little bit, that pick-back move by the catcher. It's effective if you don't do it very often, and
right.
I think that's the first time we've seen it tonight. You got to be selective when you're going to do it. Greenbacks hadn't seen it yet tonight, so likely not expecting it, and that time a great throw.
So all of a sudden, there's 2 gone, and Kyler Kraft in there in the left-handed batter's box. He's 0 for 1 today with a line out to Hunter McVeigh, who made a spectacular catch out there, but he did have a sacrifice fly on that RBI, bringing in Creston Poor on that hit. So he does have an RBI on the day. 2-2 the count with 2 gone and nobody on now. Sun shining here at Smoky Ford Field. This one popped up into right at center field. And back there to make the catch is Colton Morella's first defensive play he's made. And so 3 up, 3 down. It's 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and nobody left on base. As Pratt leads 3-1 to the top of the 5th we go here on Eastis Media. Well, I bet it's starting to feel a little bit warm out here at Smoky Ford Field. The sun is shining. There's not really even a cloud in the sky. There was, from what I've learned here in my 2 years of living in Pratt, America, is that 50% chances of rain mean 0% chances of rain. Because there is, believe it or not, a 50% chance of rain here in Pratt today with severe thunderstorm watch that Pratt County is in. From 6 o'clock until 8 o'clock, but there's not a cloud in the sky. And the first batter for Nickerson here in the top of the fifth is lined right back out towards center field and down as Mario Ortiz has a leadoff single for Nickerson. Yeah, Cody, it's probably starting to feel a little bit warm out there,
I would imagine so. It's getting a little muggy here in the booth, and we're not doing anything.
What do you mean we're not doing anything?
Well, I take that back. We do need to apologize for the error last inning.
Yeah, right.
We said that was Chaz Tiefentiller down there on first on the back pick.
Ooh.
And just as I mentioned the
Reebacks
back pick, we
almost
see
mentioned
one
it.
from Chaz Tiefentiller.
He almost tried to pick off Ortiz over there. But, yeah, it was Reese Clark coming in for the courtesy runner, who was the one who got picked off. And it's 0-1 the count right now. At the plate for Hunter McVeigh. He's 0 for 1 today with a strikeout. Ortiz over at first. And that pitch is perfect. Wow.
Again, we see Jaden Meese ahead in the count. 0-2.
0-2 the count. The Greenbacks leading 3-1 here in this top of the fifth inning. And that's perfect. Wow, just catches the inside part of the zone. It looked like McVeigh thought it was low. It was not, and he struck out twice today. And Jaden Meese now, if I can count this up, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, ninth strikeout of the day.
Yeah, and that's one of those, if you're the batter there, you go over to your coach and try to plead your case, and your coach is just going to shrug his shoulders and say, dude, you got to swing at that. You can't let that go.
And first pitch swinging from Taylor England is off the dugout roof as he reached on a walk in the third inning and came around to score the only Panther run of the afternoon. But yeah, we'd also like, I like, looking at the live stream here on YouTube, thanks to the 12 of you tuning in right now, and or the 15 of you, I should say, tuning in right now. And go ahead, leave us a comment. We'll be happy to chat with you during the game, give you a couple of shout-outs, as we've already been talking to Kenny Tatro today on the live stream.
Hey, and if you're there by chance and haven't subscribed to the channel, make sure you subscribe. That way you get notified when we go live for future games or events.
Be happy to chat with you. That's something we don't get to do when we're doing our radio broadcast. We don't really get to talk to you during the game, but with YouTube Live, we have the courtesy of being able to chat with you. We'll answer some questions as this one's roped into the gap in left field. Noah Riley tries to make a diving catch, isn't able to get it. So backing him up is Kraft over to third, not in time, and it'll be a double for Taylor England. And just like that, the Panthers have two in scoring position with only one out.
Yeah, as well as Jaden Meese has been throwing the ball, Nickerson able to put the bat on it, and when they do, it's been solid each time.
Taylor England has been the thorn in Jaden Meese's side today. And Colton Morrell, the best hitter for the Panthers on the season, steps in with a big chance to potentially try and tie up this ball game with only one out, as England was able to get up to second. Noah Riley did try to make that diving catch, and it was a good job by Kraft to kind of back him up coming from the center field spot to be able to just get that ball back into the infield and prevent a run from coming around as this pitch catches the top of the zone for strike number one against Colton Morrell, who's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. However, he did reach on a dropped third strike in the top of the third and was left stranded at third in that inning.
Again, if you're Jaden Meese, another tough position to be in here.
This one's grounded over to second. Poor throws it home and makes the tag. Creston Poor hits up play. So that'll be scored as a 4-2 tag out.
What a great play by the freshman out there. Heads up, infield in there, prevent the run from scoring. That was textbook.
That was an outstanding play from Creston Poor. And so Ortiz is not able to score. England does get over to third. and Morrell stands at first. So runners at the corners now with 2 gone. And can Jaden Meese get out of this one?
Boy, it'd be a jam if he could get out of this jam. That's one you thank your defense for on a play like that.
That's a great play by Creston Poor. Able to throw that home. Tifa Tiller puts the tag down. Meese steps off the rubber and now steps back on after time was called as Camden Cornelius stands in. He's 0 for 2 today with a ground out to third, and he reached on an error in the 3rd inning.
Meese tries to get that breaking ball to kind of start high and outside and cut in, which that can be a dangerous pitch.
Yeah, because it allows the batter to see it for a long time because it's not coming in there very quickly. So they can kind of get a pretty good read on it. And that time, Cornelius did not get a good read on it. Swung on and missed for strike number 1.
I wonder what the difference is between his off-speed and his fastball is. It seems to really be stifling the batters when they've got to make up their mind if it's going to be the fastball or the off-speed.
This one's roped into center field. Underneath it is Kraft as it was hit right at him, and Jay Meese gets out of the jam after 2 runners were in scoring position with only 1 out. Meese is able to get a ground out and a fly out to end the side. So 2 hits, no walks, no runs, and 2 left on. We head to the bottom of the 5th, Pratt leading 3-1.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media. Listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
You went to first? Okay.
All right, welcome back to the bottom of the 5th inning here as the Greenbacks lead 3-1. Max Uni coming to the plate with a bunt to open things off. Laid down nicely, and he's going to get to first safely.
Wow.
Don't see that very often from your leadoff hitter. But Max Uni able to square up and put that bunt down to perfection.
Especially against a new pitcher. Bronson Nuss is out there now for Nickerson, and the first pitch he throws against a Greenback, I guarantee you he was not expecting a bunt.
No, and I don't think the third baseman was either there.
So a leadoff single for Max Uni. He's now 1 for 3 today. First pitch again, swung on by Tay Wilson, and it's roped into center field. Max Uni will get to third on the single from Tay Wilson. Back-to-back singles on 2 pitches.
Yeah, the Greenbacks coming out aggressive here to start this inning off. Just what they needed.
They see a new pitcher, Bronson Nuss, out there on the mound, and they say, normally when you see a new pitcher out on the mound, you take a lot of time at bats saying, all right, we want everyone to see what's in his arsenal. What are his pitches? It's a right-handed pitcher. What kind of things does he have? Is there a lot of breaking balls? Does he like to throw it outside? Some of those kind of things. And the Greenbacks have only seen 3 pitches. They have 2 doubles and now a stolen base as Tay Wilson gets over to second.
Yeah, to open up the inning, 2 pitches, 2 hits, runners on the corners. Aggressive to say the least.
So Jaden Meese steps in, and he's 1 for 1 today with a double and also reached on a walk in the 3rd, and he's scored twice. So he's 2 for 2 is touching home plate today. As actually, it's Orozco is the one who's been touching home plate for him, because he's always had a courtesy runner. But Greenbacks looking to add on to the 3-1 lead, and Meese ducks out of the way that time on the pitch from Bronson Nuss. Boy, words are hard, I'll tell you that.
Yeah, here we go.
Oh, I didn't know we had that. That's fantastic. Here's the pitch low and just catches the bottom part of the zone. And nice job to work it back. And that was a much-needed strike there from Bronson Nuss to not walk the bases full here on the first 3 batters he sees. 3-1 pitch. That's off the end of the bat. Blooped into left field. It will get down in front of McVeigh. Going to third is Wilson, and coming in to score is Max Uni on the RBI single. 3 straight singles to lead off the top of the 5th for the Greenbacks.
Now batting, first baseman number 12.
Greenback offense coming alive this inning with,
Well,
a new pitcher, all it took. I'm not sure the reason for the pitching change, if it was pitch count but as far as production, he was throwing well against the Greenbacks.
Yeah. How many pitches did Cornelius end up throwing today? 70. So there you go.
He was getting up there. We
there.
could be seeing the same thing for Meese on the Greenback side.
So it's 3 straight singles to lead off here in the 5th, and that pitch gets behind Justice Tatro. It didn't hit him somehow. And so getting up to second is Orozco.
Well,
They actually left Jaden in this time. The one time I say they actually left Jaden in this time for the Greenbacks. He's at second, Wilson at third, Tatro at the plate, who already has an RBI triple today.
which makes you wonder if they left Jaden in there, if that's the last we're going to see him on the mound, if he'll be coming back out on the mound. With Orozco scoring both times he's been on base as a substitute runner.
1 ball, no strikes. This one's low into the turf. Nice eye that time from Tatro, as that one looked like it was going to stay in the zone and just dropped it kind of the last second. As Tatro is 1 for 2 today with a triple in the 3rd inning, which brought around Orozco to score, and he also reached on an error in the 1st, which also brought Orozco around to score. Justice Tatro has a great hitter's count now. 3-1, I think, the count now. Sun still shining here at Smoky Ford Field. This one's inside. Tatro turns on it. It stays fair. Tagged at third, over to first. And they won't throw it to first, so it's another RBI for Tatro on the fielder's choice of just going for the put out at.
I don't know what the thinking was there. If he thought, did he go and tag first or third, thinking there was a runner coming?
Yeah, but there wasn't a runner coming.
No.
So
he must have thought Meese at second there was forced to run.
Right.
Just a bit of a fielding error.
So Tay Wilson comes in to score on Justice Tatro. I don't really even know what to score that. What do you score that official scorebook?
Is that an E? Is that an E5 or?
They're not paying lack of attention on their fault.
So yeah, we'll say E5. And Tatro reaches again. So Tatro has reached base all 3 times today. And moving up to second. So Meese stays at second. This one grounded back to the pitcher. Nuss will flip it to first in time for, a much-needed out number 1 there for the Panthers.
And it does advance the runners.
Yep,
But like you said, the Panthers need to get that first out of the inning here before the Greenbacks do too much damage. But I'm all for the damage by the Greenbacks.
So it does advance Meese up to third, Tatro at second, and now Creston Poor stands in to the right-handed box. He's 1 for 2 today with a single, ropes it right to third, and this time Hedrick does throw it over to first, but pulls the runner off, or pulls Cornelius off of first. However, what a play by Camden Cornelius to tag out Poor. However, Creston an RBI there as he brought in Jaden Meese home.
Yeah, good play by the first baseman there.
Was.
Throw a bit wide, had to come off, and to avoid the runner, too. A lot of times you see that wide throw causes the first baseman to interfere with the runner.
Justice Tatro able to move over to third. As Creston Poor grounded over to third. And, Camden Cornelius, he moved over. So him and Bronson Nuss just swapped places. And this one's roped into the gap in right field off a nice hit from Dawson Everett. Tatro comes in to score off a 2-out RBI single.
Now batting catcher number 9, Chad.
How about this inning for the Greenbacks?
Yeah, really coming alive after that pitching change by Nickerson.
4 runs have come in, and all of a sudden, a close battle, 3-1. Bronson Nuss comes in and gives up 4 runs in his first inning of work.
Yeah, not the start you want if you're Bronson Nuss.
And now he has to face Chaz Tiefatiller, who's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. I think it's Everett still over there. Oh, it is Orozco over there at
Yeah,
first.
they did send in a runner. And each time we've seen Orozco on base, he's found a way to score.
This one grounded over to third. Hedrick's there. This time it is a good throw over to Cornelius in time. But the damage is done there. 4 hits, no walks, 4 runs, and 1 left on. We head to the top of the 6th, and all of a sudden, Pratt leads 7-1 here at Smoky Ford Field. We're heading to the top of the 6th coming up next.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
You're tuned in to Eastus Media here on this Friday afternoon at Smoky Ford Field for Greenback High School Baseball. As Greenbacks add 4 runs in the bottom of the 5th inning against Bronson Nuss, who stands in right now for Nickerson in the batter's box, and Pratt leads it 7-1 here in the top of the 6th inning. It's the 3, 4, 5 hitters
Pratt,
up here.
You know, that last half of the inning there, Pratt able to do a lot of damage on the pitching change. Now Pratt doing the same thing as
Right.
Jaden Meese comes out, Dawson Everett comes in. Hopefully we don't have the same fate there with the pitching change that we just saw Nickerson have.
Well, already Dawson Everett off to a better start than Bronson Nuss was, as Everett, he has an 0-2 count, and now a 1-2 count, as in the first 2 pitches of Bronson Nuss, he had 2 singles.
Yeah, and runners on the corners already.
So a 1-2 count now here for Everett as Meese goes out into right field. So just like the Panthers, Noss and Cornelius swapped spots, and this one is into right field and down for a leadoff single.
So a high hop there. Jaden Meese, a good job to keep that in front of him as he was coming in and the ball was going up. I think caught him off guard a little bit.
Kind of hit off the grass and went so high into the air. Meese able to keep it in his glove, and so Cohen Starnes steps in. He's 2 for 2 today with 2 singles. Now has a runner on when he's up. He is led off the 2nd and the 4th inning, so this time it's first time not in a leadoff spot for him.
And we'll see if Nickerson is a little more aggressive on the base paths with the lefty off the mound.
Everett and Meese just swapped places, just like Nuss and Cornelius did for Nickerson defensively. And Everett starts out with an 0-1 count. Pitch roped out to left field. Riley under it, makes the catch, and gets it back into the infield. Noah read that the whole way as soon as it was off the bat.
And that one, he said, I'm hanging on to this one. There's no need to get it out quick.
Yes.
I'm not going to
Now
chance the
batting number
transfer.
10, right fielder, Bayard.
Stepping in as the right fielder now, Chase Bayard. He's 0 for 2 today with 2 strikeouts. Over at first is, I think Nuss is still standing over there, unless they brought in a.
I do believe they put a
you're
substitute
right.
runner in there. I didn't see
Looks like it's number
who
8
it was.
that time for Nickerson, which is
Boy,
Cage Kelly.
again, a good job by Dawson Everett and the Greenback pitchers getting ahead in the count.
It's been definitely the theme for them today. And wow, that breaking pitch had Bayard way out in front. Once again, kind of a case similar to what we saw Jaden Meese of saying. He's getting the Panthers to think fastball all the way and pulls the string on them.
Yeah, a lot of times with that breaking ball, it's not necessarily how much you can break it, but it's just that change in speed.
Right.
It's how much you can differ that from your fastball.
Throws back to first, trying to pick off and nearly got Kelly out. Tatro did a good job of putting that tag down. And so, well, I guess that answers your question, Cody, about if Everett might have a little bit more of a tough time looking at first base. And he did not that time.
No, didn't appear so there.
Ooh, what a pitch high in the zone and got Bayard to chase it as Jace has had a tough day. 0 for 3, 3 Ks.
Now batting third baseman, number 3.
Liam Hedrick comes up, the third baseman. He's 0 for 2 today with a grounder to short. Actually, this was kind of one of those crazy plays. He lined out into a double play. He lined out to Max Uni at short, and then Max was able to throw back to first on that crazy double play to end the 4th inning. So he's 0 for 2. He also has struck out today. His first pitch this time is, well, that's the first time today from Everett that we've seen his first pitch not be a strike.
You got to change it up every now and then. You can't let them know the first pitch is going to be a strike every time.
Still a runner on. This one's grounded back over to second. Kind of a hard play for Poor, but he makes it look easy. And down go the Panthers.
Yeah, Creston Poor having a good game defensively for the Greenbacks.
So 1 hit, no walks, no runs, and 1 left on base. We head to the bottom of the 6th. Pratt leading 7-1. You're tuned into Greenback Baseball on Eastus Media.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
To the bottom of the 6th we go here from Smoky Ford Field on this beautiful Friday afternoon. Austin McNorton and Cody Eastus with you live on Eastus Media's live stream of Greenback High School Baseball. It's the 9-1-2 hitters due up here for the Greenbacks, who lead 7-1 over the Panthers of Nickerson today.
And again, Kyler Kraft, they're trying to lead off with the bunt. I didn't
Just
see
like
if he
Max
got it
Uni
back in
did.
time or if that was a called strike.
That time it's called a strike.
Yeah, I didn't see what he called that first pitch. If he pulled back in time to get the ball call.
I didn't see it either. And this pitch is grounded over to first and foul. Let's see if it's 1-2 or. Yep,
It is
it
1
is. So
2,
he
so
did able to pull it
was
back.
able to avoid the strike on the first one.
Kraft today, he's out in center field. He is 0 for 2 with a line out to left and a pop out to center. This one's grounded over to first, and stepping on the bag himself is Cornelius for out number 1.
Now batting shortstop.
It'll be Max Uni now, as he was the one who had that leadoff bunt. in the bottom of the fifth and came around to score. A part of the Greenbacks' 3 singles to lead off that fifth inning.
I would think with 1 out already in this inning, you're not going to see Max try the same thing.
Right, this time, yeah.
But we are talking about Max Uni, who is the unconventional, to say the least.
He looks at a pitch inside, ducking away from it. 1-0 the count. Max 1 for 3. He's also struck out and flown out to right field today. One of the better hitters for the Greenbacks this season. And Junior, excited to see what he can do with the remaining other sports he competes in athletically. 438 average, 500 on base percentage. He has 14 hits, 2 triples, 3 doubles, 9 singles, and 7 RBIs. This one's ticked into the dirt. 3-1 the count. He 3-0 was swinging away, Cody, man.
Yeah, like I said, we don't see that very often. But like I said, unconventional is Max's middle name. He could have very well had the take sign there and just disregarded it.
Grounded over to third. Hedrick is there. Throws it over to first in time. Perfect throw to Cornelius. Routine play there. We haven't seen a lot of those today. And now it'll be Tay Wilson. He's 1 for 3 today with a single in which he came around to score as well in that 5th inning. He's also grounded out to short and flown out into foul territory to the third baseman, Hedrick.
Yeah, coming into this game, 533 batting average and 8 RBIs. So one of the better hitters for the Greenbacks. There's a reason he's there at the 2-hole.
Inside ball 1, and Wilson as the DH today, and you wonder if that means that position will stay the same in the second game of the doubleheader as this one's popped out into left field. McVeigh is there and makes the catch. Oh, wait, no. Did that drop? Oh, he got it. He kind of stumbled after he made the catch. And, yeah, what a way for Bronson Nuss to kind of battle back and settle in as he goes 1, 2, 3.
Quick inning.
After giving up 3 singles in the 5th. And 4 runs, he goes 1, 2, 3 in the 6th. And so Nickerson down to their final 3 outs. We'll be right back.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
Nickerson down to their final 3 outs. You're tuned in to Greenback Baseball here on this Friday afternoon on Eastus Media. Austin McNorton, Cody Eastus, back in a familiar spot with mics on our head. Talking to all you fine people. His first pitch here in the top of the 7th is bunted off the bat of Ortiz, and I think it kind of caught Tifatiller in the chest, and so he kind of stands up and umpire calls time and lets him kind of walk it off a little bit.
Yeah, I wasn't sure if that went off of Tifatiller or the ump's shoulder there, but
right.
Yeah, it looks like Chaz a little shooken up there.
It's the 7, 8, 9 hitters here for Nickerson, which have actually been pretty solid today, as Ortiz is 1 for 2, and England is 1 for 1 with a double and a walk. So the 9-hole hitter has actually been the best spot today for Nickerson.
And if they're going to do something, they've got to do it now, as they're down to their last 3 outs of this Game 1 opener.
And Dawson Everett looked pretty good in the 6th inning as he had a leadoff single, but then settled in, getting a line out to left, a strikeout, and an easy ground out to second. Here's the 0-1 pitch, high and inside, ball 1. Trying to end this game and get the Greenbacks to improve to 6-3 on the season. Nickerson would fall to 1-6 on the year.
Yeah, Greenbacks. Every time you talk to any of the coaches or the players, man, those first 2 Halstead games of the season opener, they wish they could have had those back. They said those were games they should have won. Then went to split with Kingman and then really got rolling heading into that next week, picking up 4 wins. But could be a 7-1 season for the Greenbacks at this point, but that's why you play the game.
It's a long season, and that one does hit that top left corner of the zone to even the count at 2 as Everett trying to get his second strikeout of the day. And it's outside as Tiller has to slide to keep it in front of him. Pull up Dawson's pitching numbers here real quick.
Well, I had him. I might have had him on the graphic here. Coming into this game, he was. I had just had his ERA 1.853 and a 1.324 WHIP. Not a lot of starts for him, so his win-loss record
And he
didn't stand out as much as some of the other stats there.
Gives up a leadoff walk here to start the 7th inning. So that's exactly, if you're Nickerson, just try and get some base runners on right now. They have left, however, 5 batters stranded on the base paths today. With those kind of numbers, it's tough to win ball games. And this one's off the end of the bat, down the right field line, foul.
Yeah, with as well as Jaden Meese has pitched, those first 5 innings, when you get runners on base, you've got to capitalize and get them around.
Hunter McVeigh stands in. He's been outstanding defensively today. However, in the batter's box, he's struck out twice. And that's an incredible breaking ball that just misses. It looked like, I think Hunter McVeigh thought so too. He's like, boy, this is going to hit me.
You could see him turn the shoulder there.
All of a sudden, it comes back towards the plate, but just missed. 1 on and nobody out. 1-1 the count. Grounded over to second. This could be 2. You need a second for 1. Over to first. And it gets out of the glove of Tatro. But I don't know if he touched first. Got him!
What a recovery there.
Crazy play.
And a great play by Chaz Tiller to chase that play. Your coaches tell you to do it all the time, but that's a hustle play by Chaz Tiller to run down there with the first baseman just in case of that pass ball. And that time comes into play. Is he able to save it and get it back to Justice Tatro for the out?
So on the score sheet, that goes as a 6-4-3 double play, but
not
after watching it, that was not
6-4-3.
Not the way you would typically expect it to go. As it started out that way, right to Max. He flips it to Creston for the easy one. And then Creston, an errant throw to Tatro. But Tiller, like Cody mentioned, those hustle plays, that just kind of the fundamentals that you practice every day and do it no matter what. And you say, why am I doing this? That's why. Tiller there throws it back to Tatro as, I don't know how McVeigh missed the bag, but somehow did and had to retreat back. And now,
I don't know if he thought that throw coming in was, going to get him as it was off the mark a little bit and kind of scared him a little bit out of the base path and then realized, I missed the base.
And so here's England. He's been pretty good today for Nickerson. He has a double and a walk in which he came around to score the only Panther run in that 3rd inning. This one's contacted into shallow left field, gets down in front of Noah Riley. So, boy, Taylor England's been great today for Nickerson. He's 2 for 2 with a double, a single, and a walk.
Center fielder number 2, Morrell.
1,000 on-base percentage here in this first game. And so Colt Morrell steps in his 4th plate appearance. He's 0 for 3 with a strikeout, a ground out to second as he reached on a fielder's choice. That was that incredible play from Creston Poor throwing it home. And then he also reached on a dropped 3rd strike in the 3rd inning. So trying to keep the game alive here for Nickerson. Trying to avoid falling to 1-6 would just try and keep the line moving. That's what the Kansas City Royals always used to say back in the day when they were actually good at this sport.
That was a pretty slim window, but boy, was it exciting. That was some of the most exciting times as a sports fan.
Oh, man. This one's back off the end of the bat. And 1-1 the count now for Colton Morrell at the plate. But, yeah, boy, that was a fun couple of years there. Even 2013 was pretty fun when you felt like, man, they almost made the playoffs that year, and that was the first time in 30 years. It's like, well, you almost made the playoffs, and that was even exciting. And then, obviously, the next 2 years were freaking miraculous. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and it gets in between the legs of Tiller, and so going up to second is England. It's a 2-1 count in for Colton Morrell. I don't think the Greenbacks are really worried about that. Just saying, let's just focus on Colton Morrell at the plate right now. Leading 7-1 here in the top of the 7th. I think, honestly, even if it hadn't have gotten past them, I don't think they would have really been looking to throw it over to second.
No, you just need to focus on that last out of this inning. One base runner isn't going to harm you.
That pitch was smoked over the roof here. It came off the bat really fast. 2-2 now with 2 gone, 1 on. Runner in scoring position is England. Here in the top of the 7th. Greenbacks trying to win it here with this pitch. Here it is, inside, just missed the bottom left corner of the zone.
Oh, and that tried to break in there. I thought it was going to. It broke more just straight up and down, that 12-6 breaker instead of a little bit to the side.
I think if Everett would have been, if the pitcher's mound was back one more foot, that probably would have caught the zone. It just needed one more foot to break and catch that left corner. Full count. 1 on, 2 gone. The pitch. Low outside, cold. Strike 3. And that's the ball game. The Greenbacks win it 7-1 here in the first game of the doubleheader. Greenbacks improved to 6-3 on the year. Nickerson falls to 1-6. What a game. What a win.
What a great start to a 2-game doubleheader here for the Greenbacks. We take probably, I don't know what they usually take, about a 20-minute break, 30-minute break. Stay tuned in, check back. We'll keep the live stream going. That way we don't got to kick things back up again. But if you tuned in for this game, we sure appreciate it. And we'll hope to catch you for the second game.
Fantastic.
All right. All right, we are back here for Game 2, brought to you by Eastis Media with myself, Cody Eastis, Austin McNorton, as we are underway with Barrett Bolin on the mound for the Greenbacks to start things off here. 1-1 count. Haven't got to see Barrett pitch at home yet, so anxious to see him on the mound for the Greenbacks.
They got this thing kind of moving on a little
I think
bit.
they saw that weather coming a little bit.
I was
and
just
said,
thinking the same thing.
Let's get this game started because we could be running into a little bit of rain, which I know everybody out there has been
more than okay
praying
with.
for rain. So.
More than okay with that. So, yeah, I'm still kind of filling in my score sheet here a little bit. Greenbacks win game number 1, 7-1. If you missed that, thanks for joining with us. Subscribe to the channel, chat with us. I don't know. This is a new feature that we're allowed to. We can chat with y'all. We can say what you want.
We can be a little more interactive.
We can be a voice with you. A baseball game, we can be a little bit more interactive. All those kind of good things. So, yeah, exciting stuff.
See if I'm getting some low battery warnings on some of my
Okay,
gear,
no.
We might have to make a change up at some point, but I don't think that will interrupt anything. As Barrett Bolin with the strikeout there to open things up for the inning or for the Greenbacks here.
Colton Morrell,
top of the first.
He's had a tough day. He struck out 3 times in the first game, and now has struck out. That's struck out here to start things out.
We've said his name a lot over the course of this season with football, basketball, now baseball. What a good athlete there for Nickerson.
We were kind of joking. We've done all of his sports this year. All of his games, all of his sports, which is kind of impressive. Like, we're the voice of Colton Morrell, I think.
As that one gets
It's been
in there
fun to watch him in all those sports, I got to say.
It has.
It's been fun to watch. Again, Camden Cornelius, he was the pitcher last game, and he was pretty good on the mound. But as far as batting goes, he was 0 for 3 and reached on an error in the last game. So he's looking to get his first hit of the day and try and make some contact with the 2-1 pitch that's low and just misses that bottom right corner.
Just outside there.
He wanted it. That's where he wanted to put it. So I guess you can't be too upset if you put it right where you want it. They move Creston Poor over to third. This one's grounded to second at Everett. He throws to first. Tatro has to fall to the ground and keeps his foot on the bag. Wow.
Nice play by Tatro there. The throw didn't look that far off, but enough to pull Justice off balance. Still able to make the play.
Right when I was talking about it, Creston Poor was second the entire game last time. In the first game of the doubleheader, Everett, he was out in right field to start, and then he came on the mound. So with Barrett Bolin on the mound, moves Poor over to third, Everett to second. Tifa Tiller still behind home plate, calling the pitches. Because in the high school level, they do not have the
No, they
little,
do not have the, what are they calling that now in the pros?
Gosh, what do they call
pitch
those?
calm?
Pitch calm,
the pitch calm, which
yeah.
you'll see if you've watched any Major League Baseball, you'll see that pitcher now is able to signal to the catcher what pitch he wants to throw, which...
Pitcher gets to call what he wants.
Yeah, it really speeds things up. And if you I would think the pitchers would prefer that rather than have to shake off a catcher 3 or 4 times.
Right, he's saying, nope, I don't want that, I don't want that, I don't want that. They're saying, all right, this is what I want, and I'm going to do it.
This is what's coming, so set up for it and be ready.
Right, exactly. I don't know how that technology all works. I don't know how it, I don't know if it buzzes them or they can just see like a number 3 means curveball. I don't know. 3-0 count misses low, and so it's a 4-pitch walk with 2 outs.
Because, back to that, Major League pitchers have, it's not just a fastball, curveball, changeup, slider. I mean, they're calling whether it's going to go low and away, high and inside. There's a lot of different combinations of not only the pitch, but the location of the pitch. So, yeah, I'd like to see one of those pitch comms and just how exactly they send that info to the catcher.
So Cohen Starnes stands in. He was 2 for 3 with 2 singles in the first game of the doubleheader, and this pitch breaks a little bit too low. So we'll pull up Barrett Boland's numbers here this season on the mound. Haven't seen him a lot.
Let's see. I had him coming into this game on. He's got a 1-2 record with a 1.75 ERA. That's all I've got.
Man, those graphics are so nice.
That's coming into the game. Like I said, I'm not able to update them in game, so the batting graphics you'll see are everything up to today. They don't include the first game or anything from today.
Right, and same for any stats that I mention off. That's the same way for me too.
We're not that high tech, you know. We don't have this. We don't have like a Tony Reale stat boy in the corner that we can call to.
Guy sitting next to. That's what we. Who could we have to do that?
Surely there's got to be somebody.
Got to be somebody out there who has those kind of stats for us. Somebody out in the crowd. Maybe somebody in the chat. Anyone on the chat tuning in? If you got any kind of ability, you could be our stat guy up here. Yes. Help us out. Cohen Starnes in the right-handed box. 2-1 the count. Runner on first is Bronson Nuss. And the pickoff play over to first. He'll dive back.
Got to keep him honest over there.
Always.
Now, in the pros, though, you only get 2 shots at that.
I love that.
Again, another rule that has kind of changed the way
I'm a big fan of that one. Those are kind of, I mean, some of the rules that kind of fly under the radar is that's a nice pitch catching the bottom right corner of the plate. It's kind of one of those underrated rule changes, just like the length of the bases kind of increasing a little bit. That's kind of an underrated one. There's a lot more strategy that goes into it. Like, boy, we want to do this, and it gives the base runner a little bit more, say, of like, all right, hey, swung on and missed, strike 3. Wow, I thought he made contact on it, did not. And so it's the second strikeout for Barrett Boland. And so no hits, 1 walk, no runs, and 1 left on. We head to the bottom of the first here at Smoky Ford Field.
You're listening to Greenback Sports, brought to you by Eastus Media.
Welcome back to Smoky Ford Field here at the Green Sports Complex in Pratt, America. Austin McNorton, Cody Eastis here with you live on the Eastis Media High School Baseball live stream. It's your 6-3 Greenbacks taking on the 1-6 Panthers of Nickerson here in this high school doubleheader. We're in game number 2, bottom of the first, scoreless. The Greenbacks 1-2-3 due up. Max Uni, Tay Wilson, and Jaden Meese is out on the mound now for the Panthers is Taylor England. Right-handed pitcher out there. Cody, there's all kinds of great music playing in between innings. As Max Uni takes one off the end of the bat, it will get out into right field where Byard is there for out number 1. But it gets me thinking, I don't think I've told you this yet. You know what I'm doing tomorrow night?
No, but I'm curious to hear.
I am emceeing the after prom. I will be like the master of all the activities of the after prom tomorrow night.
How did a guy like you land a gig like that?
You know, that's a great question. But I'm trying to determine how I'm going to attack this. As Tay Wilson's in there, swings on a pitch 0-2. I will be there from 10 o'clock.
Oh, it's a long night.
Until 6 in the morning as this one is popped up into shallow right field. Again, Byard is there, but it gets down just in front of him for a 1-out single for the designated hitter, Tay Wilson, who that's his second hit of the day. That is a free gig. I'm going to get paid in food and fun, is what I was told, and maybe a gift card to somewhere. I don't know where, but I'm not really a money guy, so I'm looking forward to it. But I don't know how I'm going to attack these next 48 hours. Like, should I be staying up late tonight? As this one's down the right field line, and it is down into the corner. We'll see if this will be close as Byard gets there. He throws it to the cutoff man, but it's a triple, an RBI triple for Jaden Meese as Tay Wilson goes first to third. That one honestly looked like it had a chance to get over the fence without it just kept going.
Yeah, that was a rope. Jaden Meese turning on that one, the left-hander, and able to just keep that down the line.
Just kept going and going all the way into the right field corner, and Jaden Meese, he's on with an RBI triple, and the Greenbacks already leading 1-0 here in the bottom of the first, and standing in is Justice Tatro. He had a triple in game number 1. Would like to just make contact on the baseball here to bring in his frog over there at third. Swung on and missed, strike 1. But I don't know how to attack these next 48 hours. Do I stay up late tonight to kind of just prepare for it? Do I sleep all day tomorrow? Wake up at 6? Like I'm not a nap guy. Like I can't even remember the last time I've never willingly taken a nap in my life. Like I'm not a nap guy.
As you get older, you'll come to appreciate it.
I don't know. Like I'm just not a nap guy. I don't ever find myself needing it, but I feel like tomorrow I might have to, just out of necessity. Because it's probably been since maybe my sophomore year of college since I've stayed up and pulled an all-nighter. That's definitely my sophomore year of college since I pulled an all-nighter. So it's been a bit. 3-1 count, low and outside, and Tatro's on with a walk.
Well, I think you're going to have a heck of a time. The kids are going to have fun. Curious what kind of games and themes they got you doing.
I'm excited.
It'll be fun. I know my daughter will be there, so
it'll be a good time. I'll keep her entertained.
The inside report.
I'll keep her entertained. I think there's like 3-on-3 basketball tournaments.
Oh yeah, they do. They
probably
keep those
musical
kids active.
chairs, and I'm trying to remember back to my after prom. We had like a chocolate fountain and like a nacho cheese fountain, and all kinds of different restaurants. Close to Lawrence, we had all kinds of different restaurants come in. It was legit.
That sounds like quite the deal.
It was nuts. We had big bounce houses and all the things. So I'm intrigued. I'm very intrigued. 1-0 count to Barrett Bullen. He's on the mound today for the Greenbacks with runners at the corner and one gone. So yeah, that'll be a heck of a time.
Justice Tatro staying put over there on first. See if the Greenbacks do something here with.
Yeah.
Haven't seen that runner when they've got him on the corners. Haven't really seen take advantage of that.
And we've seen it.
As I say
Cody.
there goes Justice Tatro.
You just got to put it out into the universe.
That's right.
You just put it out into the universe, and it happens. Because we saw Justice Tatro show off his speed in the first game a couple of times. And so now Barrett Bullen has a 3-0 count and 2 runners in scoring position with 1 gone. This inning could get ugly fast here with a good piece of hitting here from Barrett Bullen. 3-0 count, gets the green light, ropes it out into shallow center field, and it is down in front of Colton Morrell. And so coming in to score on the RBI double from Barrett Bullen is Jaden Meese.
Just in the right spot, not deep enough to bring the center fielder into play, but just past kind of that spot, that deep spot where that second baseman or shortstop can get back to it.
Boy, after a routine fly out to right field, Taylor England's kind of struggling as he's given up a single, an RBI triple, a walk, and an RBI double. Greenbacks trying to keep the line moving as Creston Poor stands in. He's over at third today, 2 runners in scoring position again, and looks at the pitch low and inside. And right now, Taylor England's just struggling, trying to find the zone and falling into favorable hitters counts. And this one's high.
I think Coach Ron Hill might have told those guys, hey, there's rain coming in the forecast, good possibilities. Let's get out there, take care of business early. That way, if there's any question, we can put this game away.
Through the gap on the infield on the left side, and it's another RBI single for the Greenbacks as Creston Poor brings in Justice Tatro to the plate. Barrett Bolin advances up to third, and Dawson Everett comes up to the plate now. What a way to start out this game. Greenbacks already with 3 runs aboard and 1 out, runners at the corners. You would probably expect Creston Poor to be able to likely get into scoring position too with his speed. Standing over there at first. He has a pretty good leadoff over there. And he goes on the first pitch. It's inside, and the catcher had no chance of even making a throw as he stepped to his left. And Dawson Everett, he doesn't have to move. He didn't. And so standing in with a steal is Creston Poor. And once again, 2 runners in scoring position here for the Greenbacks with 1 out. And that's outside, called a strike to even the count at 1. Well, the Greenbacks done so well at running the bases this year.
Yeah, and tonight, this game especially taking advantage.
Back up the middle and through into center field on the hit from Dawson Everett. That will plate 1, maybe 2. It gets away from the catcher, Starnes. And standing in at second with 2 more RBIs is Dawson Everett.
What a great game for Dawson.
Creston Poor came in to score, as did Barrett Bolin. And wow, what a start for the Greenbacks. After a routine fly out to right field to start off the inning, it has been a single, a triple, a walk, a double, and 2 singles. And another runner now in scoring position as this one goes off the end of the bat of Chaz Tiefetiller, who stands in. The 8th batter to come to the plate here in this inning. Gotta love that. There's the Greenbacks.
Anytime you can have the opportunity to bat around.
I'm telling you. The Greenback softball team in the first inning across the way from us plated 15 runs. So I don't know. I mean, geez, you probably got to bat around close to twice.
Yeah, to put
if you're
15.
doing that, putting 15 on. But now it looks like England settles in a little bit. He has his first time. He's been ahead in the count, 0-2 now to Tiefetiller. And this one's outside and gets away from the catcher, Starnes, so advancing up to third is Everett. He'll hold there. But that's a mistake, as now pretty much any contact, and Everett likely scores.
Yeah, with 1 out, anything deep or a pass ball, so the pitcher's got to be real careful. Catcher also, you've got to be aware that runner on third kind of limits what chances you can take on the mound.
A 1-2 count. 5 runs have come across here in the bottom of the first. That's low and catches the bottom right corner of the zone. Chaz Tiefetiller can't believe it, and neither can the Greenback crowd, as that's a big out number 2 there for England.
Yeah, looked low from up here, but we're a ways up here.
That is a huge, huge out there for the Panthers. Out number 2. And now that's inside and low to Kyler Kraft, who stands in out at center field today. Greenbacks in this inning. Now with 5 hits, 5 runs. That's high and outside, throwing over to third. Boy, that's a risky throw. If that gets by Hedrick over there at third, Everett scores.
Yeah, that is. That's one that if you're going to make that throw down there, it better be on the mark.
And it honestly wasn't. Hedrick kind of had to reach out for it to keep it from going into the outfield.
Yeah, that's one of those high risk, high reward.
Indeed.
2-1.
Oh,
Ump was signaling 2-1 there.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, I think he was letting us know we've got it wrong up there.
2-1 count, high and outside, and it does get out of the glove of Starnes, and so coming in to score on the wild pitch is Everett. Nice play, nice heads-up base running again from the Greenbacks.
And that's where that high risk, as a pitcher, you got to know that any wild pitches have a lot more consequences with a runner on third like that.
So now the bases are empty with a 2-1 count, a 3-1 count, I should say, and that walks him. Second walk given up in the inning, and so the inning stays alive for the Greenbacks as Kyler Kraft draws it, and we have now officially batted around as Max Uni stands in again. He flew out to right field his first time up this inning.
Well, when you get a second chance in the same inning, you better do something with it.
He had the easiest out of the entire inning, as it was just the most routine pop out to right field maybe we've seen all day. As this one's outside, throwing over to first, trying to keep Kraft over there close to the bag. Nuss able to keep it in the infield, making a catch. 1-0 count. There's been a lot of those with those pitches that are so high and outside. It draws Starnes to come up. Max Uni ropes it to third underneath the glove of Hedrick. And so Max Uni has a hit here in this inning as well. And we keep on moving through the lineup. As Kraft gets up to second, Max to first with a single. I don't know what was just going on.
I don't know. It sounded like a little commotion there. Kind of caught our attention.
I know.
Like, what?
Like,
Something happened out there?
Something's going on.
Not sure what's going on out there.
So going back to second without a throw that time is Kyler Kraft, as Nickerson just trying to keep the Greenbacks close to the bases, but hasn't been super successful here in this bottom of the first. And this one gets over the glove of the third baseman, Hedrick. Rounding third, coming home is Kraft. He will score, and it's another single for Tay Wilson, and this time it's for an RBI.
Tay Wilson having a nice game at the plate today.
Well, I mean, good grief, he's 2 for 2 in this inning.
Yeah.
Talk about that. His second single of the inning. Max Uni goes up to second. Wow, what an inning this is. The Greenbacks had 7 runs the entire first game. And here against Taylor England, they have 7 runs in the first inning. Leads 7-0 here with 2 outs, 2 on in the bottom of the first. And this gets over the glove of Starnes again, all the way back to the screen. Wow, rounding third. It gets out of the glove of England, and Max Uni gambles, and it pays off.
Wow.
What a gutsy play by Max Uni. Starnes was taking a little bit too much time to go get that wild pitch off the screen. Max Uni recognized it, rounded third, and scored.
Yeah, a heads-up play there. Not very often do you see on a pass ball a runner able to score from second. And now
Max Uni
meeting here of...
We might have a...
Oh, may just be a pitching change.
Well, Ron Hill is the one talking to the home plate umpire right now.
Yeah, I'm not sure what the conversation the umpire would be having with Coach
And
Hill.
Nickerson, I think they are looking to make a pitching change. So tough day for Taylor England on the mound. He doesn't even survive the first inning as the Greenbacks lead it 8-0 here in the bottom of the first. You want to keep it here? Or?
How many pitches? We'll take a little break.
All right, we'll be back
take
in a
break
bit.
And we'll be back in a bit.
Welcome back to Smoky Ford Field here on Eastus Media's live stream of Pratt High School Greenback Baseball. here on this Friday evening as Pratt still in the bottom of the first inning. They lead the Panthers of Nickerson 8-0 as Taylor England doesn't survive the first inning. And this one is back up the middle to England, who's now at second. Can't make the throw, and it's another RBI single for Jaden Meese, who had an RBI triple earlier in this inning. Now gets an RBI single. Or that was Tay Wilson, wasn't it?
No, Tay hit earlier. That was Jaden Meese.
Yes, okay, you're right. Jaden Meese gets an RBI single after already having an RBI triple. He brought in Tay Wilson to score. That's why.
The Greenback bats alive this inning.
So that run will also be charged to England. So he gives up 9 runs in the first inning. And coming out to pitch now for the Panthers is number 10, Jace Byard is out there now. Ortiz goes out to right field, and Taylor England goes to second base. Is all the kind of defensive alignments and subs and everything else for the Panthers. As standing in the right-handed batter's box again is Justice Tatro. He walked earlier in this inning and came in to score. As stealing second without a throw is Jaden Meese. So he's into scoring position again. So he's already scored in this inning after having an RBI triple and then scoring on the Barrett Bolin double.
2-1. The ump was signaling 2-1 was the
and
correct count
Tatro,
there.
boy, he wanted that one. He was just a bit behind it and puts it down the right field line and foul. Boy, that was one of those where Tatro's like, I might have been able to hit that one over the fence.
Yeah, another one of those right down the line.
Tatro with 2 gone, 1 on, 3-1 counts high and over his head. He gets out of the glove of Starnes again. And getting over to third, rounding third that time was Meese, but he won't go any further than that. So he's at third. Tatro still in the box. That was just ball number 3, so the count is full now. With 2 outs and a runner at third. Pratt looking to add on 1 more run. And it's out into left field deep over the head of the left fielder McVeigh. Back to the fence, and Justice Tatro, he'll try for 3. And he will get in easily. A stand-up triple, the second of the day for Justice Tatro, and another RBI for the Greenbacks.
That's the old RBI salute there.
My goodness, that is the second triple today from Justice Tatro.
Boy, hitting the ball well.
And the Greenbacks are now 9, 10, 11, 12, 13 on their 14th batter of this inning. As Barrett Bolin stands in, he had an RBI double earlier in this inning. It looks to have another RBI here with Justice Tatro standing at third. And the Greenbacks with 10 hits and 9 runs here in this bottom of the first inning. My goodness. Gotta love this if you're a Pratt baseball fan here. And it gets out of the glove. Another wild pitch gets away from Cohen Starnes. And coming in safely is Justice Tatro.
With Greenbacks just doing everything right this inning.
Wow. 1, 2, 3. I was just counting. Well, she did it for me. 11 runs, like making sure I had my score sheet right. Barrett Bolin stands in, a 1-1 count. Nobody on, 2 outs. 11 hits here in this ball game.
Boy, this pitching staff for Nickerson this game just struggling a lot more than what we saw that first game.
Yeah, you're right. Camden Cornelius was special in that first game. Taylor England comes in, gives up 8, and so far Jace Byard has come in and allowed 2 more. It's a 3-1 count. That's inside, and another walk given up by the Panthers this inning as Barrett Bolin reaches for the second time in this inning. So just keep that line moving. Is that right?
Now batting third base.
Yep, and it looks like we got a runner in there for Barrett Bolin.
My fiance asking what the run rule is.
Well, we've got to get 3 innings in. I
3
believe
innings,
it's got to
right?
be at least 3.
Okay, so we have 10 after 3 is the official
10 after
run
3
rule.
or 10 after 5?
15 after 3. And Creston Poor pops it up into shallow left field, and coming back to make the catch is Cornelius. So that will do it Hold on. Give me a minute. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9 hits. 1, 2, 3 walks. 11 runs.
Sounds like
11
a
hits.
weekend's worth of stats.
14.
My goodness. And we head to the top of the second with Pratt with a substantial lead here in this second ball game. Wow. You're tuned in to Greenback Baseball here on this Friday evening at Smoky Ford Field. A long first inning there, but the Greenbacks are happy about it as they lead 11-0 going into the top of the second inning as the Greenbacks had 9 hits, 3 walks, 11 runs, and 1 left on after the bottom of the first inning. Taylor England doesn't even survive the first inning, and Jace Byard tries to play a little bit of damage control, and now he stands in the right-handed batter's box as the Panthers 5, 6, 7 hitters due up here in the top of the second inning. As, in case you forgot who's out there pitching, because I did, Barrett Bolin. He's out there on the mound for the Greenbacks. And that's honestly the question. You hear that said a lot at the major league level, too, is does long innings like that you're happy about? Because, I mean, it'd be pretty hard to lose now on the mound. However, you have been, I mean, your arm hasn't been moving at all for literally the past 30 minutes.
You've been sitting there just waiting for, probably a 30-minute inning there, and then got to go back up with a limited amount of pitches to get warmed up.
That didn't get ticked. Boy, that's shocking. So it was a called third strike on Jace Byard, but it goes up and over the glove of Tiller, and I thought for sure it got ticked off the bat. I mean, there's no way that went so far high and up and back to the screen, but they allow Byard to get to first on the strikeout. That's, I mean, the ump knows he was the closest one to the bat, and somehow it didn't hit, somehow it didn't make contact, and, well, I honestly don't know how.
Yeah, it looked like just the way it kind of came off and got out of Chaz's glove there that you would have thought there was a little ricochet or something to cause it change the trajectory.
So that's the second base runner here of the evening for Nickerson. Byard at first. Bolin focusing in now on Liam Hedrick, standing over at third today defensively for Nickerson. First pitch low, and it gets away from Tiller, and so both pitchers now a couple of wild ones. We saw that a lot from England, and now Barrett Bolin bounces one off the turf and back to the screen, allowing Byard to get to second in scoring position.
Yeah, just settle down here. And that might be what Coach Ron Hill's coming out to talk to him about a little bit, is just settle down.
Hedrick went 0 for, he went 0 for 3 in the first game of this doubleheader. But, yeah, you're exactly right. I mean, we talked about it. I mean, yes, Barrett Bolin was batting throughout that long inning, so he was able to kind of keep the blood pumping a little bit, unlike you see in the major leagues where the pitcher just sits in the dugout the whole time. However, I mean, you kind of got to, after such a high, like, intensity, adrenaline rushing, like, geez, we just scored 11 innings, like, I'm feeling pretty good. You got to come back out on the mound and kind of have a sense of, all right, reset. I'm the pitcher. I'm controlling the pace of this game. Got to slow down a little bit.
Yeah, you got to get yourself up enough to get out there and pitch, but kind of settle down enough
right
to, realize, stay focused, throw your pitches, don't overdo it.
So Hedrick with a 1-0 count and a runner in scoring position here for Nickerson with nobody out in the top of the second, trailing 11-0. Bullen steps off the rubber and re-looks at his left wrist where he has the pitches on the wristband and trying to get the right signal from Tifa Tiller. And the pitch is outside, just somehow missed that bottom right corner of the zone.
I don't know that I've seen that before with the pitcher wearing the wristband like that, almost like a quarterback does in
Yeah,
baseball,
exactly.
you know, to get the, I don't know if they signal numbers or if what they've got for communications there.
Yeah, that's exactly what that is. It's what the quarterback wears on his wristband. Nice shot from Tifa Tiller to keep that one in front of him. And actually, it was a swinging strike from Hedrick, even though that one was way outside. Still got him to chase it. But a nice shot from Tifa Tiller to keep it in front of him, honestly. That would have allowed Byard to go over to third with nobody out. And a 2-1 count now after the swinging strike. Bolin takes a little bit more time than what we saw from the first game, and this time the swinging strike does get away from Tifa Tiller. So right now, Chas having a tough time keeping that baseball in front of him, and it's a 2-2 count by the runner at third now.
Yeah, you don't see strikes get by the batter or by the catcher that often.
Byard at third, nobody out. Hedrick would like to get a strikeout here if possible, and importantly, just throw it into the glove of Tifa Tiller, who's having a tough time keeping it in front of him right now. The pitch right down the center and roped back up into center field. It gets down in front of Kraft, and it's an RBI single for Liam Hedrick. So Nickerson trying to fight back here a little bit.
Yeah, after swinging at two kind of wild pitches, you know, odd strikes, able to connect on that one.
After starting out the inning with a strikeout and Byard able to reach on the dropped third strike, he's able to come around and score after the single from Hedrick, who dives back to first safely on the pickoff attempt. Like I was saying, Barrett Bolin takes a little bit more time than what we saw in the first game from Jaden Meese and Camden Cornelius, who was out there last game.
Yeah, not quite the same pace that we saw in that first game.
Another pickoff attempt as Barrett's trying to keep Hedrick over there at first, but I think right now you just got to kind of focus on getting it out here.
Yeah, sometimes you see a pitcher do that after they get a little frustrated and think, you know, I want to get the out on the bases because I'm not too sure of myself on the mound here. But like you said, yeah, just focus on the batter. You've got a 10-run lead at this point. That runner doesn't mean anything over there on first.
1-0 as that first pitch drops low. And that one does catch that bottom right corner of the zone. That's where he's been trying to target a lot of his pitches here this evening, is catching that part of the zone, and that time he finally does. Kenny Tatro says he saw lightning southwest of town. Hopefully that doesn't prove to be a factor.
Don't say that out loud.
I know, right? Can't put anything like that into the universe.
No. I can promise you Swank is on top of lightning.
Yes, yes.
We already have our thing in case there's like.
Oh, you already have the script written out for the PA announcer to tell the crowd what to do if that does happen. As another pickoff attempt over to first, gets away from Tatro.
Good job by Justice. That ball was in the dirt to keep it in front of him and prevent that runner advancing.
It's a 3-1 count in right now to Mario Ortiz, who will step out of the batter's box. And now the pitch low and outside, and he walked him.
So Barrett struggling a little bit there on the mound to kind of find his place, and got good enough defense and a big enough lead that it's okay as a pitcher here to let him hit it, let him put the ball in play.
Right. You want them to make some contact, let your defense work behind you, but I don't know. You wonder, too, what just the mental side of it is of you come out, you get 2 strikeouts in the first inning, don't give up. You give up a walk. Nothing comes out of it. 4 up, 4 down. Then you have that 11-run adrenaline, crowd going crazy inning. Then you come back, you get a strikeout, but the runner reaches because it was dropped by the catcher. And so then you're like, well, man, I just had all this momentum, all this energy. I come out, great. Strikeout, here we go. We keep it going, but then he reaches first. And you're like, well, now I got to just reset everything. Now you give up a RBI single, give up a walk, still nobody out, and 2 on now.
Yeah, good job by Barrett, though, after that visit from the mound by Chaz to throw that first pitch strike.
Right. Got to start ahead in the count, and that's what the pitchers in the previous game did so well. This one swung on and missed, strike 2. Pulled the screen on him that time. In the box is Hunter McVeigh. He's been spectacular defensively today, making some incredible catches in left field, but 0 for 3 with 2 strikeouts and grounding into a double play in the first game. Pitch low and outside, ball 1.
And that's okay to miss that one there if you're Barrett. You're up 0-2 in that count. There's no need to throw something remotely hittable in that situation.
Right. With a runner in scoring position is Hedrick. Ortiz at first, who's got quite a big lead over there at first. Bolin not looking at it this time. Swung on and missed. Boy, was that a big strikeout there for Barrett Bolin.
Yeah, that was a good one. Just not only the situation we were in, but for Barrett's confidence, get that first strike out of the inning. See if you can build on that momentum a little bit.
A lot of cloud cover now here at Smoky Ford Field. No sun.
England.
Still pretty warm and humid out here right now. 80 degrees here in Pratt at the moment. Pitch outside for ball 1 as Taylor England stands in, as he's the one who gave up 9 of these 11 runs on the scoreboard. Here's the 1-0 pitch. It's way outside, and Tifa Tiller does just enough to keep it in front of him as it dribbles down the first base line.
Yeah, I thought you might have seen that runner on second get a jump
Yeah.
on that. I think if he would have had a good jump, he would have. Wasn't quite in position there. And if you hesitate at all, you don't want to commit to stealing that
Yeah,
base.
exactly. 2-0 count now. Lights on here at Smoky Ford Field on a Friday night. Doesn't get better than that. Now a strike and a quick throw over to first. No chance for the tag, but honestly, Justice Tatro just wanted to keep that ball in the infield rather than getting into the outfield.
Yeah, he saved those runners advancing there. I don't like that throwback to the trail runner. You know, you've got a runner on first and second.
Right.
Don't worry about that runner on first. He can't do any harm to you. Focus on, just getting the outs, but you miss that throw,
agree.
and that runner from second has a chance to score.
Exactly right. And a swung on and missed, strike 2 from England. Taylor he would like to contribute offensively here in this game if he could. After struggling on the mound here in that first inning, he would like to come through for his teammates right now. 2-2 count, 2 on, 1 gone. Swung on and missed, strike number 3, and England sprints to the dugout in frustration. Back-to-back huge Ks there for Barrett Bolin.
Hey, you can see Barrett Bolin with a smile on his face afterwards, talking to either his shortstop or third baseman Creston Porge, saying, I don't know. I've been trying to do that the whole time.
So 2 gone after there were 2 on and nobody out. Gets back-to-back strikeouts, and there's a beautiful breaking ball that floats down into the center of the plate for strike number 1. Like, just so pretty watching those balls just start high and then just drop low right into the heart. It's a pretty sight. Pitch, runner goes to third, swung on and missed, thrown over to third. Tag put down not in time. Both runners advance on the quick pop over to third as Morel is down 0-2 in the count, and he's already struck out once today. Ortiz at second, Hedrick at third for the Panthers. Morel in the right-handed box, 0-2 count. Bolin trying to strike out the final 3 outs of the inning. Just missed the bottom right, and he started to walk off the mound a little bit, thought he had it.
He did. That's a tough pitch to take there with 2 strikes on you. That was in the perfect spot.
That's exactly where he wanted it. He wanted Colton to chase it. He did not. 1-2 the count. 2 runners in scoring position is outside.
Is he going to say a foul tip on that? No, they're going to check with the field ump if he went around, and he's saying he did not.
Boy.
Usually you get
was
the
close,
full,
right?
no, he did not.
Yeah,
You know,
right.
they never say just no or no. It's always,
he did not.
no, he did not.
That's so true.
I've never
Why is
understood that.
so
If they
true?
have
But
to
it is so
enunciate every
true.
word to make sure you hear the right thing. There
Breaking
it
ball,
is.
called strike 3, and Bolin strikes out the final 3 after there were 2 on and nobody out. So it's 1 hit, 1 walk, 1 run, 2 left on. To the bottom of the second we go. It's Pratt 11, Nickerson 1 here on Eastus Media. Bottom of the second here at Smoky Ford Field on this Friday evening at the Green Sports Complex in Pratt. It's Pratt 11, Nickerson 1 as the Greenbacks stand in. It's their 7, 8, 9 hitters due up here in the second inning, and Everett gets it right to second, over to first. It's under the glove, but still got it. I think he picked it up with his bare hand. Bronson Nuss couldn't get it in the glove clean, but picked it up with his bare hand while he was touching first for a wild out number 1.
Yeah, nice snag by the second baseman there. Throw a little bit off, but yeah, the first baseman able to bobble it. I think the fact that he had his foot on the bag the whole time, if he would have had to step back to try to reach, I don't think he would have had time to make it.
T. Fatiller stands in as he was one of the rare outs in that first inning and the only strikeout in that first inning, so he's 0 for 1. And he was not happy about the strikeout either. He didn't like the call. This one swung on and missed, and it was way low in the turf, so even the count at 1 with 1 gone. Pratt looking to add on to their 10-run lead here in this second inning. Got to be happy about that. Great crowd here as well. So I would assume both softball games are over by this point.
Yeah, well, when we came over here at the start of this game, they were up 15-2.
Yeah.
In the second inning. So Greenbacks well on their way of taking care of business.
And that one's low and outside to even the count at 2. A good job from Starnes to keep that one in front of him. Not that it mattered at this point, based on no runners being on base. And that pitch is high, and T. Fatiller reaches with a walk.
Now batting center fielder number 10, Kyler Kraft.
Kraft on. He walked in the first inning and came around to score on the RBI double, or on the RBI single from Max Uni. So he'll stand in the lefty box with his first official plate appearance. In the scorebook, anyway. And running on the first pitch and getting to second without a throw is T. Fatiller.
Yeah, catcher not able to do anything with that. That throw being in the dirt.
Is it? I think it is a courtesy runner, right? It's number 3 for Pratt out there.
Yeah, it looks like number 3.
which is, let's see here. His first pitch. Now it's 2-0, I think.
I didn't see who that number 3 was for Pratt.
Number 3 is Ethan Koger out there for the Greenbacks. And that's called a strike on the inside part to Kraft.
Bad news.
No, it's not.
Uh-oh.
It is.
No, it's not.
Hey, guess what?
As we have Mr.
No.
Swank coming in the booth here with the...
Coming in, you gotta make the call.
Nope.
Let's get this batter get through. You gotta get your best speaker voice.
3-0 is the count. It's inside and called ball 4. And
May I have your attention? At
I
this
think-
time, we'll have a Keisha mandated lightning delay.
Well, if you couldn't hear that in the background, we
Yeah.
are announcing that there is a lightning delay, and per Keisha rules,
Remain in the stands, dugouts, or on the field.
so,
Updates will be posted
how do you attack a rain? This is your first rain delay in the baseball.
well, and with this, not able to stay at the field in the dugout, you've got to completely evacuate the
Right.
premise. Does
I
that mean
feel
your,
like-
your vehicle is safe spot?
I think yes, you could go to your vehicle.
Lori, is your
Can you go to your vehicle?
Can you go to your vehicle, or is it? Yeah.
Okay.
So your fans right now are going to have to leave the stadium,
Get to the
get
cars.
to their vehicles. Players and coaches likely will get on the bus and convene back at the high school. Did I hear that right, Dee? No? Okay, I thought David had said something about that earlier. So as for us up here in the booth, we're really not sure where we stand.
This is your first.
Same here.
This is your.
I feel like, geez,
Watch a Netflix movie.
my battery runs low, and we got to cancel the game while it's to charge.
I feel like this is your first rain delay baseball broadcast, my friend.
I know. Who would have thought?
You got to experience everything. If you're
yeah,
getting into
we,
this industry, you got to experience it all.
Right? I was
We
trying to
experienced
see.
a weather delay in football this year also, and they just canceled the game.
And that was the
I don't know if there's any
Cheney-
possible
the Cheney
the
game.
Cheney football
And
game.
it was far enough along into the game that I think both coaches had said, "Let's go ahead and call it."
And I don't know if there's any kind of possibility of something like that happening here with Pratt being up 11-1. If there's any kind of
Let's see if we
discussion
can-
of saying,
Oh,
you
we
know,
got-
let's
we got
just.
us in the booth now. There's not much going on the field, so hi, Lori. That's Lori back there. There you go.
Hello.
So yeah,
We are
we're
set
not
up here.
sure what's going on as far as how long this will last. I believe you've got to wait 30 minutes from the last lightning strike.
Which happened at 6:50 is probably approximate time. So, hello everybody.
Yeah, well, the good news is,
You know
if
what?
there was any, was my battery died on my zoom-in camera, so we were stuck with only the wide-angle view. So this will give me time to charge some batteries.
You know what's great about this is that if it's a super long weather delay like this could help me a lot with my potential after prom. Like if we're going into like the midnight hours or anything like that, then I'm really prepared. I'm really gearing up for tomorrow.
Yeah, that would be putting in the extra effort.
Please, I don't wish that upon anybody to have to be here until midnight. That
Boy,
would
you
be.
can see the stadium has cleared out.
I think that you're going to be disappointed in the food that they're going to feed you.
Oh, no way. It can't be. No, I heard Dippies might be.
That's how they got you to do it.
I heard
Austin.
Dippies might be
those
in
could have
a
all been-
possibility. And honestly, if you say that, then I'm locked in.
Those
Like,
could have all been false promises just to get you there.
That's fine. You know what? If that's the case, my fiance said, we need to take some callers. Let's get some callers up into the booth. We're taking calls. We're answering your questions. What do you want to know about the Greenbacks? Comment on the YouTube
Yeah,
live
if you're watching
stream.
on the YouTube, there's not much baseball
Shoot
going
us a
on
text.
at this moment.
We'll
so-
answer your texts. However you want to attack this weather delay. We're entertaining all ideas. Is right now situation. Lightning struck at 6:50. It's a 30-minute lightning delay from when that happened. So we're 4 minutes in. No,
Says it's 6 miles away.
6 miles away.
Wait for it to get
So we have to wait 10 miles.
30 minutes
then 30 minutes. Now that's really unfortunate.
Yeah, that's a lot of factors.
That's a lot more time than 30 minutes, in other words. You have to wait for it to get outside of a 10-mile radius, and then once it gets outside of that 10-mile radius, then the 30-minute clock starts.
Well, yeah, that is we better let everybody know.
This is a slow mover. It's been a long time.
Great. Love that. Fantastic. We're taking calls. Tune in to Eastus Media.
I'm talking a couple hours.
Here on this Friday evening, we're taking your calls.
As we just got from
Lightning delay. Put a little graphic. Lightning
I
delay.
gotta let everybody know why they're
Lightning
seeing us.
delay.
We're going to go talk to coaches.
Looks like AD David Swank's going to go talk to coaches. This might be a slow-moving storm.
Is there any discussion about coaches saying it's a 10-run game? Let's end it. Is that a possibility? I feel like that could be a possibility.
I
honestly.
do too. If this was that first game when it was 3-1 at this point, you want to wait that out and play it.
I mean, that's what happened to Pratt. I know it was in the fourth quarter of the football game. But
11-1. The Greenbacks looking good to this point. I don't know. You don't like to call a game this early. On the other hand, you don't want to sit here for 2 or 3 hours and not get on the road until 10, 11 o'clock
It
at
is
night.
a Friday night. I don't know if that has any, factor or not. There's nothing, like no school tomorrow morning or anything like that. But if you're just tuning in, the Greenbacks had 9 hits, 3 walks, and 11 runs in the bottom of the first inning. They batted all the way around as 15 batters. I think that's right. 15 batters came to the plate in that inning. And then so far here in the bottom of the second, Pratt had a leadoff ground out to second from Dawson Everett, and then a walk from Tifa Tiller, and then a walk from Kyler Kraft right before the lightning delay. He walked, got to first. Right when he got to first base, PA announcer says, "See ya."
I'm going to see if we can pull up any track results from the track meet they are.
There you go. Let's do a
They
little
are
bit
at
of
today. So see if I can
recap.
pull up any live results from where did track go today? Laura, do you know? I should know. My
Oh.
daughter's there.
Smoky Valley.
In Lindsborg.
Galena.
Okay,
Oh.
let's see if we can.
So is
They
that
don't have it.
is that southeast of Saline? Is Galena southeast of Saline?
We'll
So
see
there you
if
go.
we can find the results.
Is
If
that
it's,
track purple? Because it should be.
Midwest Timers, if they've got it, we can probably find it.
Oh, we actually have our first question. Postseason predictions for the Frogs. First question.
Boy,
Postseason
in
prediction.
baseball's
Postseason
tough.
is so
Baseball,
tough.
I feel like our league is one of the easier leagues, so we tend to post a good record. And then once we get into postseason play, we run into some teams that have been. It just is a little tougher. We saw it the last couple years with great records as the 1 seed going into postseason, and then struggling to get out of that first round. So hopefully that's not the same case this year for the Greenbacks. But and that's talking baseball. Softball, I think we've got a chance to do some
Yeah.
things. The girls are looking good over there. I'm excited to see what they do.
You're exactly right. I mean, last year that was the exact case for the baseball team last season. They had 1 loss the entire season last
Yeah, I
year.
believe they
and
were 17-1.
They were the 1 seed. They hosted the sub-state against the
Andale.
16-seeded Andale, yes. Andale threw out their best pitcher, who was really their only, honestly, as bad as this sounds, he were done just like that in 1 game. So postseason baseball, and that goes for all levels of baseball. It's predicting postseason baseball, I think, is the hardest thing to do. You just have all levels. You just have no clue.
It's
Really,
such a
college is probably
different-
the only predictable one.
Postseason baseball, too, with just the chess game you have to play with. Do I throw with the pitch count, that's in place now with Keisha, all the different
Right.
rules as far as pitching limits? You've got to decide, okay, do we want to throw our ace this first round, and then we probably
Right.
lose him?
Just like Andale did.
I think
Exactly what Andale
Yeah, I
did.
think Andale did, and we didn't, and it
Yep.
cost us.
Andale
And
threw their ace. They won the first game, and then they lost the second game to Abilene.
Yeah.
So they didn't. That's
So
that's
it's
the game you
tough
play.
position as a coach to decide how to use that pitching staff and how to utilize it best. Because if you're not real deep or don't have 2 aces, that's a tough decision on which one you do first. Half the field will say you got to win that first game, so throw your ace. But as a coach, you're also thinking, I think we can get that win, and then we got our ace for the next game and,
Right.
and move in, to the bracket. So
And
it's a tough position.
And this Greenback squad is young and honestly doesn't have a lot of postseason experience.
No, 2 seniors on this senior.
2
on
seniors,
this-
and those 2 seniors really didn't play much at all last. I mean, in terms of varsity level and postseason, for sure. The only one who really did was Jaden Meese. He has probably the most experience coming back at the varsity level for this squad for the Greenbacks this year. And so that's, I think, a little bit of a factor as well of postseason success of we don't have a lot of guys who have said, all right, we've been here. We know how this feels. There's just not a lot of that as the rain's starting to come down here at the Green Sports Complex now.
Boy, and that's the rain that everybody's been praying for. It just had to happen during the middle of a baseball game. So,
boy, I'll tell you what. You know what I just absolutely love? Knowing that every single window in my apartment is open. Everyone, man. Everyone.
now you got me wondering about my
rains.
truck. I'm
Never
looking
rains
over
in
there.
Pratt. I can't believe any weather predictions in this town.
I know my wife had the Jeep down here, so I'm hoping she snuck it home before that rain decided to hit.
Yep,
Or
yep.
that always creates some wet seats. It's never fun.
So yeah, any other questions for the chat?
Team,
Golf team.
Golf
Let's
team,
talk about a
yes.
little bit of golf.
Let's
Ulysses.
Ulysses.
And my son seems to think they have pretty good odds to make it to state.
Pretty
Okay,
good
so
odds
Tate
for the
Myers
Greenback
thinks
golf
that
team.
the Greenbacks' chances of going to state. How's that format work, Lori? As a team, do you have to place so many at regionals to go as a team? Do you have to take
the
top three teams?
Top 3 or 4, don't quote me. And then I think the top 10 individuals.
Individuals.
Okay. So yeah, the Greenbacks do have a solid squad this year. Have had the last couple years.
Well, I'll tell you, I feel like playing golf down in this neck of the woods would not be easy with the wind and everything.
It's
And,
been pretty
my
rough. I've gone out
goodness.
a couple times this past week or so, and
Just can't imagine
it
that
gives you
would
an
be.
excuse though. You know, if you're hitting
Yeah,
balls left and
right.
right, you can always say,
The wind.
geez, if I could get there on a day that
that
it's not so
wind.
windy, I'd have been striping them.
Oh, that darn wind.
Let's see. All right, we've got some results for the Smoky Valley Invitational. Looks like
A
as
little
of
bit
now,
of track.
Pratt stands in, as a team, the men's stands in third place, trailing McPherson and southeast of Saline. As for the girls, they are in seventh place for team totals. We'll see if we can find some individual results here as we look through some of the, let's see, let's start with pole vault. That's going to be the first up. Tess Clarkson placed ninth, clearing 8 feet 6 inches. Wendy Candia, a 16th, 6 feet 6 inches. So good job to those girls. Let's see. Men's has not posted yet. Let's look at women's javelin. Corinne Donenworth, first place for the Greenbacks with a throw of 112 feet 5 inches. Congrats to Corinne. Ryan Eastis, 11th place with a throw of 84 feet 6 inches. And, Jordan Cook there. I missed her, 4th place with a throw of 102 feet 8 inches. So girls throwing well. Looks like I got all the Pratt players. Men's high jump. Let's see. We've got Arlie Morell, who's been jumping well this season. Looks like he finished 3rd place with a jump of 6 feet 2 inches. Woo! Southeast Saline, Tate Nurnberg jumps 6 feet 6 inches. That's high for a high school kid.
You hear
Also,
cheering?
I heard something there.
I heard a lot of cheering.
Yeah, it must have been everybody cheering on the javelin results that's listening to this broadcast.
Right?
I would bet so.
It's got to be.
Golf regional
Carson
shout out.
Hamey, Carson Hamey placed 4th with a jump of 6 feet. And let's see. There it is again. Congrats to
cheering.
Carson, man. Everybody cheering on the. All right.
Cheering 'cause it's raining.
Men's.
Maybe they're just cheering because it's raining.
Men's
That's also a
triple
good.
jump is posted. Jared Johnson with 3rd place finish, 40 feet 5.5 inches. And
Okay.
Arlie Morell also placing 5th in that with a jump of 40 feet, 3 inches.
That's what everyone's
Cheering
cheering
for
about.
the Lightning.
I don't like that. I wouldn't be cheering for Lightning because you know what that means? That means we're going to be here for a hot minute.
Women's shot put. Do we have any Pratt? Jordan Cook, 14th place, 28 feet 9 inches. Quinn Tebow, 21st place.
You know what's crazy about this storm is that it's all happening like we're facing the
wrong
east.
way, yeah. We're
we
looking
can't see
straight at
any of
Walmart
we
here.
can't give any hey, look what's going on because we
Yeah,
can't.
this is
see
where,
it.
can we put you out remote with the helicopter
No, either.
and in your booths with the wind? You know,
Oh,
like you
my-
see the hurricane reporters.
You see
Let's
all
get
the
you
there's
out there,
so
Austin.
many hilarious videos of that of I'm standing out here and it's raining.
And
I don't know
think
why
half
I need to
of
be
them,
out
they
here.
got a big fan blowing on them just to emphasize it.
It's so great.
I'm not
there's
sure if
just-
I'm ready to get that in depth with my reporting.
I saw there was a sports broadcaster who worked for a TV station in like South Dakota, and they made him go out and do like live breaking weather for like a blizzard they had coming through town. And they made him go out there and do it, and he was just like, "It's snowing. I don't know why I'm out here. You know it's snowing. Don't come out here like me." Like he's just saying, "Oh, guys, just like this is so great. It's just so accurate. I mean, it's snowing. You know it's snowing. Don't come out here like I am." It's
yeah,
just
as
so.
you can see, this is our view right now at the
Okay.
moment. Not a lot to see from this angle. Not a lot to tell you either. I think it's just a matter of ride this out. The good thing about the turf field is there's not much prep
Right,
after
there's
a
not
rain
gonna be
like
much
this. Boy,
maintenance.
a lot of times you get a rain like this on a field that doesn't have the luxury of turf, and you can pretty much guarantee that game's not going to be
Yep,
resumed.
you're going to have a lot of maintenance to do afterwards. Other news, in the Sunflower Showdown, the Kansas State Wildcats defeat the Jayhawks in baseball. Oh, let's go. Man, there's just all kinds of like, and this is another factor, as well. Does Austin drive the red car with, yeah, I do. That's not a good thing if somebody's asking about
yeah,
that.
It's never good when someone asks,
Nope.
hey, do you drive this car?
Nope, that's not a good thing at all.
Have your,
I
Nickerson
really-
boys are coming back to the thing.
I don't have, I do not have, I definitely don't have my windows open.
And here come the Pratt players, too.
They're coming to the dugout as well. It makes you kind of wonder if they're
Calling the game.
calling the game or they're just saving their gear to come back later.
I don't know, but they were in a hurry, and not good news for Austin, as his front left tire appears to be totally flat at this
Love
moment.
that. My gosh, just pour it on.
His neighbors helping neighbors, Sharon Pratt.
Appreciate that. If somebody's out there and wants to change it for me, that would be great. Boy,
that's too bad, Austin.
Well, I'll tell you, that's really, really, really unfortunate.
Yes.
Where are you guys moving to?
It's a great question.
I don't
It's
know
a
if you're
big.
going to have neighbors like you have here in Pratt.
I don't know where we're going yet. It's actually big. It's very stressful. But wow, that's great. That's just great.
There we go. We'll put that up there to see if anybody can help.
Oh no! Appreciate you all. Greenback Nation, you're
I'm
the
sure
best.
there's only 2 or 3 people still watching this, but if you are, Austin is in need of a tire.
That'd be great. Boy, there is some pretty serious wind rolling through here.
Yeah,
God,
you
my
can see
part.
it in the-
Literally, like, what's happening? It never rains in this
No,
town.
and I've
I
got
leave every
I've got a
window open. My
press box
tire's flat.
full of electronics here. I'm curious how I'm going to get them to my
Been
car.
yelling Nickerson's dugout. Oh, now we're going to have a
Well,
Now-
this ought to give us something to broadcast.
Now the Greenbacks are sprinting over to the Nickerson dugout.
They're going to sing Kumbaya.
Now what's happening over here? Every person is in the Nickerson dugout over here to our right.
They're either getting along or there's a big fight.
I'm not sure what. Looks like they're taking one big selfie.
Yeah, they're all taking one picture together in the dugout. Now the Greenbacks are sprinting back over to their dugout.
I hope that selfie was worth it.
Man. So Cody, you big NBA guy?
A little bit.
Yeah.
I enjoy watching it. I like the
Yeah.
playoffs. I watched it more a few years ago than I have recently this year. I think I'm just so busy, but I like catching the game in the evenings. Yeah, I'm not one of those that's like, I can't watch it anymore.
Yeah, I got you.
I do like watching it.
I've always been a huge fan, and
I've been down and watched the Thunder a few times in Oklahoma City, and man, they put on a great. I'd imagine
Pretty good
any
fan
NBA,
experience,
Yeah, I'd
yeah.
imagine any NBA game is the same.
the NBA final play-in games are happening this evening. That's why I bring it up. That's the other kind of sporting event going on here tonight, and then the official playoffs start on Sunday. The rain really coming down.
Boy, it is trying to get a.
I left all the windows open. Oh man, it's just nuts. Oh my goodness. And with a fiance who lives 7.5 hours away, that's no help.
No, not someone you can call and say,
Yeah,
hey,
be like,
babe,
hey,
would
can
you
you go
mind
help
going
me
shutting
out?
the windows?
Oh man, it's tough. It's tough out here.
Yeah. But it
But-
does not seem to phase these.
Their stuff out of their
Nickerson, you wonder, Nickerson is carrying their equipment out, but you wonder if that's just kind of, we're doing this to protect our equipment, to bring it back. You don't want your leather gloves to get wet, some of those kind of things. Or if they're saying, hey, we're packing up the bus, and that'll be a Friday night.
And that could be the case because, like I said, if
could
they're
be.
still seeing lightning out there, it's going to be 30 minutes
It's
at the minimum.
Before, like if they're saying they're seeing some major lightning out there, it's going to be 30. Yeah, see, it ain't going anywhere.
Yeah.
Swank said that it's a slow-moving storm, and he was not
They're waiting an hour.
waiting an hour.
They're waiting
to
an
see.
hour. So
Okay.
we've got 1 hour worth of content to come up with
What are we
on
gonna
the spot,
do?
Austin.
That's fine with me. The Royals broadcasters, they have all these pre-recorded interviews with Hall of
I was thinking
Famers
about
and all
that.
these things. We don't have any of that. Do you
I
have any
didn't-
pre-recorded
I
interviews with
didn't
the Hall of
come-
Famers?
I really didn't come preloaded with interviews.
We need some call-ins. We need some comments. We need to talk to all you people out there tuning in because
we need to get
this
let
is
me
this is
see
golden.
If we can sync up here, where we could take some call-ins.
Boy, that would be crazy if that was possible.
Well, it's possible, Austin.
Cody has way better equipment than I've ever dreamed of seeing.
Let's.
Thanks so much for tuning in, first of all. These games are – baseball is such a fun sport to be a part of and broadcast and tell stories and all those kind of good things. So thanks for being a part of it with us to some capacity here. As Pratt won game number 1, 7-1. And here so far in game number 2, they're up 11-1 in the bottom of the second inning with 1 out and 2 on. And the run rule is, we think
20 after 3.
20 runs after 3 innings, 15 after 3. I think 15 would make sense to me unless softball is different because they ended the game after 3 in the softball game and Pratt won 17-2. So I feel like 15 runs
And
makes
the
sense after
text
3.
we just got from David was next update will be at 7:35 p.m.
Okay.
We'll know more then. Coaches have agreed to wait about an hour before making a final decision. So
Okay.
there is still hope that this game may go on.
Okay.
Right now, it's just a waiting game.
So 15 after 3 or 10 after 5, I think sounds right
I
for
think,
the run rule.
I think that's what it is.
So, yeah. Thanks so much to David Swank for keeping us updated on everything up here in the booth. We're going to keep you all viewers, if you're out there in your cars tuning in right now, we'll keep you covered from that front just to see what things will look like. All those kind of good deals for the 12 of you tuning in right now.
Yeah, we'll see if we can get a interview from a former Greenback baseball player. We'll see if he responds. If he's out there listening,
That'd be fantastic.
it would be something. We will see what kind of response
So
we
the
get.
prom tomorrow night, Cody, you fired up? You getting ready to take lots of pictures and all the good things you got to do?
I have a high school daughter, Austin, so I never get too excited about prom.
I was wondering, what's that perspective?
Yeah. Now the good news is she's going with Justice Tatro, who's seems like a
Clutch.
great guy. So, it's always nice
the
when you
man.
know the person that she's going with, and Justice, from all I can
Did
tell,
he
by
do
all
one
accounts,
of the big promposals
no,
or anything like that?
To be honest, sorry, Justice, I'm going to throw you under the bus here. I think he kind of dropped the ball on that. It was kind of one of those, hey, if you want to go, I'll take you. Yeah.
Aw,
okay,
come
okay.
on.
I know.
Man, that's too bad.
Yeah.
Did you do a massive promposal?
Did
Back
I?
in your
No,
day?
they didn't have that back in my day.
Boy, it was a thing. I did 2 of them. One, I decorated the girl's car with like balloons and flowers and all kinds of things. Wrote like prom on the windows.
Now,
and all
what
that
year was
stuff.
that? What were your prom
That was my
years?
junior year.
Which was what year? Give us
2015.
Okay.
Junior prom. I got invited my freshman year of high school to go, but I didn't end up going. 2015 junior prom, asked a girl, decorating the car and then everything. And then 2016 prom, I actually didn't go to my own prom. I went to my fiance Megan's prom. It was on the same day as my prom by chance. And I actually asked her in a way, I spelled out prom with a bunch of cut out letters and things. And then I put like a little like Austin, like, you know, those Austin peanut butter crackers. I put those as like all around and stuff because, like, you know, those are my thing. So
okay, we're gonna give this a try.
I'm sorry,
here.
the person you are trying to reach has a voicemail box that has not been
come on,
found
Matt.
yet.
wow, that's
Please
amazing
try
how
to
that
call
works.
again later. Goodbye.
Oh, he's killing me. Okay, we're gonna get in touch with him and try this again. Let's see. We will send the number to him. Maybe that will work better. All right, we will try this one more time as we have a special guest phoning into the show to see how his college career is going.
That's awesome. But yes, 2015, 2016, 2 proms.
See, I was 2000, 1999, 2000. Back
Was
in
it
my
prom
day,
posals?
we didn't do those.
So did you just do the so I'm going if you
Yeah,
want to
it was
go?
like, yeah. Okay, let's see here. Hello, can you hear me? Let's make sure we can hear you. Are you there, Matt? Nope, not that one. We're
Hello,
gonna get
hello.
you. Can you hear us on your end? Don't feel like we've got him there. All right, we're going to try this. Well, he should be there. Matt, you there? Not that one. Well.
Hello, Matt. This is Matthew
Oh, there we
Shanline.
go. Let me switch it over there. Matt, can you hear us?
Yep, I can hear you.
Hey, there we go.
Hey.
We've got on the line Matthew Shanline, graduate of 2022 Greenbacks. Appreciate you coming on during this rain delay as we're trying to fill some time. So we thought we'd check in with you because we know you've been tuning into these broadcasts and you're playing some ball out there in Iowa.
Yeah, I am. Really appreciate you doing this so I can watch.
Oh, well, good, good. How's the season going out there? Now, give us the exact school. I can't remember off the top of my head of where you're playing ball at this spring, Matt.
So I'm playing at Marshalltown Community College in Iowa.
Okay.
Yeah, I think we won 3 games and we've lost like 15. It's not a great season.
Hey, any season's better than no season, though. Just playing ball beyond your high school years is
Absolutely.
is
Yeah.
fun, and not a lot of people go on to do that. So, congrats to you just for that.
And Matthew, is that
Thank
on
you.
the east side of the state of Iowa?
It's Central Iowa.
Central
it's
Iowa.
right in the middle.
Okay, very good.
It's like 45 minutes east of Des Moines.
East of Des Moines.
Now,
Okay,
you,
very
you,
good.
You came from Iowa.
Yeah,
Austin,
so
is that right?
I was in southwest Iowa before I came to Pratt, so that's why I asked. So take us through, because a lot of people don't understand like how long and how kind of wild the college baseball season is, because you start basically kind of towards the end of February or beginning of March. Is that correct?
We started the beginning of February, correct?
Beginning
yeah.
of February. Yeah. So how do you play baseball in the beginning of February in Iowa? I mean, goodness, it can't be warm up there, my friend.
Yeah, it's not. You have like 5 layers of clothes on. When you're sitting in the dugout and when it's your turn to pitch, you take it all off and you're freezing. You got like 5 hand warmers in your pocket. It's not fun.
Goodness.
Not quite what you had envisioned for college ball, huh?
Yeah, but you get through it. It's like 80 degrees up here now, so it's nice.
Okay.
What's your guys' record? Where are we seeing you at on the field? Are you doing some pitching for them? It looks like you've been on the mound. And where else have you been positioned for them?
So in the fall, I was two-way. So I was playing short and pitching, but I just moved to beginning of the season, like the 3rd game. I'm just a PO now, so I've just been pitching.
Well, you can feel that wind.
Wow, we are blowing up here in the booth.
Sorry, Matt. We are getting blown around up here in the booth. We can feel it. Oh, my gosh.
So, Matt, a lot of people don't know this about the state of Iowa. They play high school baseball in the summer. in Iowa. They go from May until July in Iowa to play high school baseball. So is that any kind of a factor for your college team? Do you have any kids who how does that work with the high schoolers coming in, and do you know any of that kind of thing?
Well, it doesn't really affect us at all, but a couple of my teammates, they were from Iowa, and they were explaining to me they played in the summer, and it was just really confusing. I was like, that's weird.
That's definitely different, and as we know, even here from Pratt Community College, a lot of kids from a lot of different backgrounds and some of those kind of things. Do you have any kind of kids on your team? You said you mentioned some are a lot of the kids on your team kind of from the Midwest area, or do you have kids from, some of the baseball powerhouses like Florida, Texas, some of those kind of things?
We have a couple. We have like 3 kids from Canada, from a really good baseball club up in Canada, and we have 1 kid from the Dominican, 1 kid from Venezuela, and 1 kid from the Panama.
Wow.
It always amazes me how these, small schools like that, or the JUCO here at Pratt, their reach is so far. And how kids, even all the sports, basketball, soccer, tennis, they get so many players from just all around the world, really. And you wonder, how do they choose a little town, a little school like that?
Right.
What made you choose to go there, Matt, when you were whittling down your prospects of where to play ball? How'd you settle on that?
So I went on a visit to Cloud County, and he didn't have room for me. So him and my coach are really good buddies. So he called me and he said he would give me scholarship money. So it was kind of a no-brainer.
Right. You go where the money's at. What's been, so season's kicked off. What's been the longest road trip you guys have gone on so far?
I believe Cloud County was. It was about 6 hours.
Okay. So you're playing some Jayhawk schools. Okay, very good. So, Matt, what's kind of the goals for the team? Are you guys a young team this year, just trying to learn the speed of the college game a little bit, figure things out, or what's kind of the game plan with that?
We're actually a really young team.
Okay.
Oh, I think we lost you there, Matt.
We lost Matt.
We lost Matt.
We have a big update here, Cody.
Timing is okay.
Unknown caller.
So we have a big update here. So the game has been canceled.
Okay.
And
double check we got Matt's
it will
call.
be made up
Are you
on
there, Matt?
May 11th.
Oh, do we still got you, Matt?
You hear me?
Yeah,
Yes,
I
sir.
can hear you. It looked like we dropped you. We got an update on our situation here, Matt. Sorry, Austin, can you repeat that again?
Yes, so the game today will not happen. It will happen on May 11th here in Pratt, and they'll pick up right here 11-1, Pratt with the lead here in the bottom of the second with 1 out is where they will pick up off at May 11th here at Smoky Ford Field. So we are done tonight.
We're officially done for the night, then.
We are
That's
done
going
for
to
the
do
night.
it for us. Matt, appreciate you taking the phone call to fill some time for us. It was always good catching up with you and letting everybody back here know how your college career is going. So we are going to try to get things battened down here as the wind and rain is blowing. And we'll talk to you soon, Matt.
Good luck to your rest of your career, Matt. That's fantastic, man.
Thank you.
All right, thanks, Matt. That's Matt Shanline.
Yep.
All right, folks,
Yep.
for everybody tuning in, that is going to be, excuse me, that is going to be a wrap for Austin McNorton and myself here with Eastis Media.
Thanks,
as this
guys.
Game,
That was awesome.
Boy, we needed rain. So
We needed the rain.
No one is mad about that. Never fun to see a baseball game get cut short, but that's a fair trade-off for the rain that we need. So everybody be safe. Tune in next time. And until then, I'm Cody Eastis, Austin McNorton.